Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Element Winter Olympics. I will be your caster, OSK, along with my good buddy, Mr. Timmy over here, first time on the desk. How are you doing today, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm so excited for some Spellbreak shenanigans. I've been looking forward to this all week, and I'm super excited to be alongside the legend OSK, y'all. This is going to be a fun time.
Absolutely. It's going to be a damn good time. So
Oh, yeah.
here today, we got some of these specialized little game modes that we've kind of put on here for you. We got one game of Master of Elements. We're going to then switch on over to 2 games of Stone Shaper Maze. It's where we'll be inverting a state. We'll be slamming the ground until someone wins out of that. Then we have some Alacrity race from Choir Bank to Halcyon Reach. Going to be some fast-paced action there. Gonna have a little break in between. Then we're going to pick up on Frostborn Castle in the Bane Helm side of things. We're going to get Sorcery only. We're going to get Noodle Arena and then an encore based on what the competitors want to play again. So it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a lot of Spellbreak shenanigans, and I'm really excited to get into it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think one of the coolest things about this particular event is we're going to see Spellbreak played in a way that a lot of these players have never played before, and a lot of y'all might have not seen it played this way before. So we're going to see some clever strategies coming out, seeing how these players are going to be able to get an edge. And the best of all, OSK, it's all for charity. It's for a great cause.
That's right. If you see up right here, we got a little goal of $600 for extra life. So if you'd like to make a difference in someone's life there, we are accepting donations for extra life. Everything's going to go right up there. So go ahead, get your name up in lights. It's all going to be nice and fun today. It's all for fun today. Not really any high stakes, although you do get, whoever wins today will get the role in the Element Discord for Olympic champion, and that comes with it a ton of bragging rights that a lot of these players are looking to get. So as we're getting prepared for game number 1, got to talk about our first little event here, Master of Elements. Let's break that down, Timmy. We're going to have a selection of just one class that we'll be picking here at random here. Everyone's going to be picking the same class. Class is going to be determined by the spinning of a wheel. That's right. The wheel has returned. Everyone loves the wheel whenever we come out here, myself included. Timmy, I think you're going to like it too. And then that score is going to be based just like normal on damage, placement, and exiles, just like a normal little event that we put on, man. What are you most excited to see for this Master of Elements? What element do you want to see picked?
I gotta say that one of the classes I see underutilized very often is Frostborn. A lot of the community really agree that it's not the strongest class, but I've seen some individuals come in through the community and really take it to another level and pop off with it when you wouldn't expect it. Maybe in solos it might be a little bit more difficult unless you can position well, but I'm really excited to see some of these players come through and show you that Frostborn might not be too much that you need to sleep on.
Yeah, Frostborn, definitely a force to be reckoned with. And you have to imagine coming in here in 3 days, actually, we got a ton of changes coming in for Frostborn, coming in for the Frost Gauntlet itself. So maybe if you're good enough to sort of make yourself known out here on the Master of Elements while Frostborn's in a bit of a lower state, once it gets those buffs that we all know it could really use, maybe you'll have enough practice to really get things going. But in any case, we're going to already have a bunch of Frostborn action out here. We got Frostborn Castle, we got Alacrity Race. And then if Master of Elements gets up here with Frostborn, man, that'll be quite a frosty show to behold.
Oh, it is the Winter Olympics, OSK, so we got to chill. You know what I'm saying? We got to chill together.
Yeah.
But
That's why I got my tank top.
You're just so high, you don't have to worry about it. But like I say, in Spellbreak, a couple of the most satisfying things that you can do is either hit a really nice flick shot with that Frost Gauntlet or potentially do a nice fireball from long range in midair. And that's what I'm waiting for. Those shots that make you go, oh, my goodness, did you see that? And that's what's going to be so fun. And the Winter Olympics is going to be so great, guys. Chat, this is all for fun. It's for a good cause. And I think we're all going to be laughing and having a good time and just, chilling together.
Absolutely. It's going to be a very chilly day, as we do say here. So as we're getting prepared for our first little game here, I want to name off some of these participants here. Some of them are some fan favorites that I know you'll really enjoy, but we got to go over this here. We saw Roman Gnome give a little sub early or sub back to Element here. So thank you so much for that. He's going to be participating in all this here. We got some big names here. Megaverse, one of them. T-Foul going to be in it as well. We got Ilya coming out, Solar Bear, Casper. It's going down the list here, man. I'm seeing quite a bit of competition. Even Soth has made himself come out here. So, man, I'm really excited to see who's going to really just put the hammer on the nail today. Who's really going to show up and prove who's the Olympic champion.
Oh yeah, I think we have some like you said, you've already pointed out T-Fel, Megaverse, Ilya coming through, Solar Bear, one of those players that you really see that already knows how to really capitalize on that Frostborn class. We'll see if
Yeah.
that comes
Near
into
teammates.
play here. Oh yeah, yeah. And I gotta say, I think I want to see these really, really top tier players apply that 200 IQ to these kind of crazy shenanigans and see what's going to happen. Specifically, people like T-Foul and Megaverse really going to be able to push and do some crazy things in this Olympics here. But I also do want to mention, guys, in the chat. This is all for a good cause, like I said earlier, and donations do go toward the charity. However, do want to let y'all know there is a little bit of a reward, a little bit of a maybe a little bit of a treat for you guys that are able to help out for that donation go. At the end of the stream, we will be giving away 2 Nightshade skins. You can see it pop up on the screen right there. Oh, look how nice. It's so good. And basically every dollar that is donated will give you 1 entry up to 25 max entries. So you guys will get a little bit of love back for all the love that you're showing out, to this great charity.
Yeah, so if you don't want to donate to Extra Life, don't want to donate to us, donate to this beautiful Nightshade skin. Be a little bit selfish about it. You get all these entries to get this beautiful Nightshade skin, and it's going to be a great time either way. It's going to be very, very nice. So as we get ready for Master of Elements here, we're going to go ahead and get on to our little spinny wheel, everyone's favorite part of the event. We're going to be choosing our beautiful little class. So as we get going on, let's see that thing spin. What's it going to land on, Timmy?
Ooh, I don't know. I'm thinking toxicologist, but fingers crossed for Frostborn. Come on.
Oh, and it's Tempest.
Oh,
All
very,
right.
very nice.
Very, very popular. Very, very popular.
Okay, this is going to be very interesting. Shows you the movement, the mobility of Spellbreak at its peak.
Absolutely. Very, very top tier mobility. Very, very top tier mechanics as well. You can already see Johan in the chat there. Mr. Yovi the pop-off kid himself on Tempest saying, yes, this is my time to shine. This is where I get in and where I make myself known. Oh, it's going to be a great time. And already we can see the donations coming out. Thank you so much. We'll be getting all those entries in for that Nightshade. And also, like I said, we'll be filling up that bar here for Extra Life. So every little dollar goes on over to Extra Life for that donation. So thank you guys for being the way that y'all are. Y'all are fantastic.
Oh yeah, dude. I know I was talking a lot about Frostborn, but now that Tempest is in my mind, I'm just seeing players pogoing around in the HoloLands, trying to get some frost shots on each other. Maybe some lightning might be coming into play. But
Maybe.
man, I can't wait to see some people step out of their comfort zone a little bit and see what happens here.
Yeah, no, I don't see Kyrie Caitlin on our list, but if she was on here, I know she would pick the Tempest with Lightning. That's something that she likes to run a lot. So I'm going to be interested to see if that is going to make showing here. Obviously, we have some players up here that maybe aren't really used to Tempest class, like Megaverse, for example. He tends to run a lot of Stone Shaper. It's almost the polar opposite of Tempest. So I'm really interested to see what he's going to do to kind of adapt to this sort of situation now that he's going to be forced to play something else. Same thing with Soth, same thing with Ilya. I know that there's plenty of players out here maybe aren't as used to Tempest as some might be. T-Foul, though, I would have to imagine is going to have a fun day, as well as Yovipu or Joven, as we're going to find out here later on. So what I really want to see, who's going to play Tempest Tox, who's going to play Tempest Fire, who's going to play Tempest Frost. I think the Frosty Boys are going to be some of those more content creator-oriented people. They're going to be looking for those clips. But, man, those Tempest Tox players, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
That was exactly what was on my mind. What are these players going to choose? Some of these players that are not so familiar with the class, that don't have a lot of time on it. What are the offhands they're going to choose? Tempest is one of those classes that it kind of really strongly focuses on giving the player the mobility and the options to be evasive when they need to, specifically that vertical evasiveness. But you have to have a gauntlet or sometimes two to give you that damage to cover that area, close range, long range. And it's going to be really interesting to see what they end up going with. I mean, you got some really interesting interactions between the Tornado and the Toxic Gauntlet. The Fire Gauntlet, I've seen players like Tacos, the resident windy boy of the community, come through and successfully bank on DF NATOs. Not an easy thing to perform, but when you can, it's the largest burst damage in the game. So you got to be very, very careful. How comfortable are you? And we'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see as well. And guys, do have word that unfortunately the bar is not updating, but we'll hopefully get that sorted out here. I'll try to give you a little update as I figure it out, just how much towards our goal that we are. But for right now, we do have a nice little lobby number coming in. We are getting into that lobby here very, very soon. So just a few more minutes with these beautiful faces up here, and man, I'm just excited to see what's going to be coming up. Man, we got Master of Elements Tempest coming up. It's going to be a high flying, high mobility type action. I'm going to be interested to see if who's going to be aggressive with this sort of display and who's going to really try to hang back and try to land these frost snipes. I would imagine T-Foul is going to have a field day. Obviously, Yovi's going to be looking to have a nice little pop off, but you only get one game of this, so we'll have to see who's going to make it count.
Oh yeah, I'm very curious as what runes are going to be coming into play as well here. I know, I know this is probably going to be maybe laughed at a little bit, but I'm thinking if you've ever been wind spammed by an invisible player up close from behind and you lose all of your armor and half your health in a mana bar, maybe a more stealthy gameplay might actually come out here. I was imagining a lot of players vying for that high ground, where people can get that mobility vertical and get on top of these mountains and in these structures. But we might see some really clever stuff coming out in this round. But man, I'm also excited for the other stuff coming later on. We got the Noodle Arena, we got the Stone Maze, we got, and my personal favorite, I don't know how many of you all got a chance to enjoy last Olympics for Elements, but when I got to see the Sorcery only round, I was a little kid. I was so excited. This was so fun. And it was so intense. Once we get to that round, I hope you guys, we have a similar experience, but everybody would just wait and just kind of survive until the end. And then the last circle was just mayhem of just sorceries nonstop. It's so much fun. And this is what Olympics is all about. Oof, I can't wait. Can't wait.
You know what's also funny is that for the moment, the way this works is that we don't actually have custom lobbies, so we have to snipe into some of these public lobbies. Some of those players coming in might not be a part of this event. So whenever we're doing stuff like Sorcery only, or we're doing something like Stone Shaper Maze, it's always funny to see like these players kind of adapt to people who can actually use spells in that particular round. But enough about that. We got Master of Elements coming out with Tempest. We're already seeing quite a bit of action coming out with Darkbreakers on that Frost. T-Foul on that Wind. Darkbreaker's actually popping off with that Frost. A little bit of an opposite sort of element that he's used to using. Usually that Stone is what he's looking for. But man, 2 XLs already on that Frost.
Oh yeah, I gotta say, I was just talking about this last night actually with my community. Frost Gauntlet is one of those things. I know some people might not be comfortable with it, but having that Frost Gauntlet in your pocket to be able to use in almost any class in any situation is so strong. And Darkbreakers is well aware of that as he picks up 2. That's gonna be 2 for kill as well. And we find Kunat Ko going face to face with a dash skin here. And it looks like he's able to land a couple of fireballs. Nice little shadow step to get overhead and right to the forehead with a fireball again. And now this opponent is on the run. Uses that TP to reposition, tries to land a frost shot, but gets absorbed by a beautifully placed fireball. That opponent was standing still and would have got punished if that frost lance wouldn't have come out to protect themselves. Could not go. Not feeling super comfortable to push in yet. Going to reposition and maybe heal up before he goes back into this fight. And we see Darkbreakers in the kill feed picking up another one. That's 3 for Dark with that frost lance and really just popping off with this Tempest Frost. Nice.
Yeah, very nice indeed. A little bit of stroll going on over here, but we're going to switch on over to Sid Shamrock on the Tempest as well. Looks like a little bit of a different build than what we usually see here. Got the Scavenging and we got the Ambidextrous. So with the Toxic coming out, he's going to be able to make those little puddles, be able to slow down his opponent. But with everyone being Tempest, not really going to be as effective as, let's say, a Fire. Speaking of Fire, though, we got a Legendary one. It's got Combust. It's got Ignite. That's going to be a lot of damage here coming out, Timmy.
Ooh, that's going to be a ton of damage. And with that Spring Step, it's going to allow him to constantly, and Tempest, to be honest, constantly get above head and get that nice rain down, easy perspective for those fireballs to land. And that's going to make somebody a really bad day. And it looks like we're going to see exactly who that is as they TP in for some action. Fortitude gets instantly absorbed up there by some wind shears, and Insomnia Panda is going to get tapped on the heels by a fireball. And that's what we were just expecting, just talking about. And Sid Shamrock does not let down, comes through with the first exile of this lobby and making it look real nice. Kill and Megaverse coming through also with some more exiles on the kill feed, and it's Frost Lances OSK coming through and securing these kills this game.
Yeah, one of the more fun builds to run, I would say here. You kind of, it's almost like floating around. You float like a bumblebee. Well, what's Good lord, my boxing references. Oh, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Thank you.
There you go.
Man, that was a little rough on me, but that's exactly what you got to do with the Frost here. Now we're seeing a little bit of collapse, though. Sid Shamrock not really doing enough to really stay out of that line of fire, and that line of fire is going to go straight through him. That's Sauce picking up a nice little exile. Looking for that second one. We do know that the other opponent's on the other side here. Plenty of good loot. Net just needs a little bit of awareness for that particular enemy. And look at this. He's rocking the focus mana as opposed to something like Spellslinger, as opposed to something like Burning Fluency. He's looking for all that damage. Got the Fervor already as well. Here comes the Frost, going to just get absorbed by that fire puddle. Gotta be careful though. Floor is lava, and that's a lot of stone coming out. So we'll see how this ends up for Soft.
Ooh, and you see exactly why Soft is running this particular build. Focus Mana and Fervor might not be the specific build that you would expect for Tempest, but it's definitely something you would see on a Pyromancer. And I think Soft might be playing kind of the same mentality that I would probably go into this round with, is I've got Tempest, it's there for movement. That's good, but I'm going to rely on my fireballs, and that's exactly what we see Soft doing, coming in, taking out Sid Shamrock, and then right back to the switch, back on the Sailor Twift, and he's not going to be able to survive as well. Just looking really, really strong, has the Epic, has the Legendary Gauntlets in hand, and now just going to be able to snowball with these three exiles and all these piles of loot at his feet. He's going to be able to get ready. And we got Muffin. Muffin coming through, and I gotta say I love this guy. He comes through and plays with us from time to time, and he's always a really skilled player. He always works for that position and tries to play it very safe. He's going to definitely make it up there to probably the top 10, but we'll see if he's able to secure any kills by staying in this area.
Tell you what, got to commend our production crew for getting those ultra graphics coming up. I'm seeing every single bit of that hood, but we're going to hop on over to Isolius here. Looks like he's looking to land just a little bit of stone, a little bit different than what we see here. Going to switch off to the lightning as well. He's got 4 different gauntlets he can choose from here. He's got, obviously, the wind for the Tempest, but he can switch between that stone, that lightning, and the fire as well with the ambidextrous and Spellslinger. This is very, very reminiscent of how someone named Speary likes to play this, except he's picking the scavenging over fortitude. He likes to have those options. He likes to have that sorcery cooldown coming in. That stone be able to do a lot of damage, but really, I think the big shine here is going to be from the fire. You have to imagine that combust talent, or that combust skill rather, while it is still untouched as of 1.2, the extra radius, that little bit of ignite is going to be a big factor coming in. It's almost like he hears me. He switches off to that fire immediately, and he's ready to just land some big damage.
Ooh, and as he's looking around for some action and some loot, it looks like there's a lot of action going on in the kill feed. We see Kill maybe getting his 4th or 5th exile there. I've seen his name constantly as we've been watching these other players just pop up into that kill feed. Darkbreaker's coming through and taking a big name out of this lobby. Megaverse going to go down, and Solar Bear TTV coming in and taking out Casper from the game as we find ourselves down to 16 gamers remaining in the HoloLands. And there we are. That is Kill. Like I said, that's going to be 5 gamers, and it looks like he might be our kill leader in this particular lobby, already in the safe zone, already finding this mountain, going up to the ridge and trying to see if he can get that high ground perspective. Nice little squall to get up to that high ground perspective there. Takes in a little Frostlands, can't make it happen, but sees a fight going on and is able to get a little close. Going to be able to do some damage from the outside perimeter. Ooh. And oh my goodness, tries a frost shot, but it's going to be stolen, actually secured by Soft that was already in that fight. Kill tried to pick it up, but Soft was like, nope, I'm a little bit too quick for you. Soft going to be taking that exile on the Ancient and Eric, and Kill is dodging some frost shots from behind. We have a player up on the ridge of the mountain behind, but Kill feels like he wants to go ahead and be aggressive and try to push in to get this third-party perspective, but he did not spot that player right below him. He's got to be careful here.
Yeah, I would really not be, I wouldn't be angry about Proletariat putting in a mode where, it is Battle Royale, but everyone's kind of locked into the same class. It really just shows you like who can really be versatile with the hand that they're dealt. Maybe it's not when you want to play at a particular moment, but man, that's why you choose the game mode. Anyway, we got Kill over here trying to land a nice little frost. That's going to be 1. Looking for number 2 here. That's plenty of damage coming off of that wind. Got that focus mana coming up. That's 40 damage for free. Now one last frost will finish this one out. Going to land the defensive, and that's going to be Soft going down. Kill picking up his 6th. Oh. And gotta be a little bit careful here. He doesn't have scavenger. He doesn't have scavenging. All he has is that recovery, and it's working overtime right now. No movement options. Just got to use that wind jump, that wind surge. Gonna have to find a place to reset. Gonna be very difficult with 13 people in the lobby. But so far, he's found himself a nice little bush. He's found himself on the bottom part of this mountain. Just needs to be very careful. 1 focus mana fireball will do it. And now looking to get into this crevice here, preferably not the fracture though. Still being chased very, very heavy. And that's going to be Nicholas with the boulder. Going to take him out. Our hero is down, but 6 exiles rich he is.
Wow, he just completely popped off. Unfortunately, got tagged huge there when he was trying to get the loot. And from that point, it was kind of run, trying to find some cover, trying to find some safety. Managed to use that shadow step to get off the hill pretty quickly, but goes right in from a rock into a hard place as he finds Nicholas. And Nicholas hits him with a few wind shears, realizes he's low, and then connects with that boulder. Just take him out of the game. Great performance from Kill, but not going to be enough to survive. We see Zeal taking an exile out on Ilya, and that's going to be a lightning gauntlet coming through. And Nicholas now repositioning out in this field. Feels really comfortable with that stone gauntlet. Going to be able to connect any kind of shockwaves if anybody wants to get too close or too aggressive. Now going to be able to reposition here inside of the walls of Bogmore to find some cover, but it looks like he finds some more action. And that's what we like to see. Throws out a boulder, not going to be able to connect. Frostland's coming out from his opponent, but he's able to use this wall pretty easily to go ahead and reset, get that armor back on, and now going to be able to use that updraft to hopefully get some air, but gets met with yet another player. I think that might be the third opponent coming in that Raider skin, and Nicholas is going to get pushed quite a bit. Loses a big chunk of armor, now pushed out of these walls, and tries to use the landscape line of sight a little bit to heal up, but that toxic cloud is going to be pushing him back, OSK.
Certainly looks like it here. Speaking of which, I found where our administrator is hiding. Looks like he's actually in game, as you can see in the guild feed there. I see Zen A60 there on the lightning. I'll have to see if he is indeed playing that Tempest class with that lightning. That would be something very exciting. You know he loves to do it. If he's running ambidextrous as well, man, you know that lightning is packing a lot of punch. Now we got Solar Bear over here, one of your teammates with 1 exile already to his name. Trying to land a nice little frost. We know he loves the Frostborn class. He loves that frost gauntlet and just looking to make it work here. Doesn't have any other options though, so the snipes will have to come out. Man, almost hitting that one, just barely through the trees. You know he's looking for any kind of opportunity he can get here, and this is going to be a prime one. Lining it up, and the shot off Chicken Burrito will sit down. Solar Bear is 1 exile richer.
Oh my, I was about to say Solar Bear really relying on that wind gauntlet in this fight and doing a great job with it, but man, oh man, right before I got to say that, the Frostlands comes out and boom, that's going to be a big pinata popped as the loot falls to the ground. Solar Bear now making a stand on this little bit of structure here. Throws out another shot out to an opponent out in the field to push him away, but it's not going to be enough as he says, you know what, I don't care if you hit me, I'm coming into play too. Now four players all right here on this wall, all trying to fight for a very small little piece of land. It looks like Solar Bear is taking a lot of damage as he is below T-Foul, and T-Foul is going to clean that kill up with some nice on the head Goomba slaps of the wind gauntlet and clean it up with a nice little toxic slap to secure that exile. 2 down for T-Foul, and that's going to be 9 left in the Hollowlands as we get very, very close to a small condensed area full of very, very skilled players. OSK slaps after slaps coming out. It looks like T-Foul's going for another one, and that's going to be the third. Spangly one goes down in the blink of an eye. Oh my Lord, what's happening? What's happening?
I'll tell you what, T-Foul is just schmoving over here. You see the wind running coming out. He's got that escapist on cooldown as well. So he's just rocking the high mobility version of Tempest Tox here. Exactly what you want to do. You want to dance around your opponent. You want to make it so hard to hit any shot that they can. And look at this. He's just following up so easily. He's got the updraft off cooldown here. The dash is coming up very, very soon. Trying to land a little bit at the F here. Not going to pass through the firewall though, so it will be just normal. And now look at this. He's got 2 dashes to work with here. And he's got a lot of shields to work with as well. Definitely have to make sure that those are coming up very, very quickly as there is no recovery on his kit here. So it's going to be all movement all the time. 3 exiles rich. And, you know, just looking to land this next little toxic slap, going to be his #1 priority. Got to play up close and personal, but T-Foul is no stranger to that. He does rock the Stone Shaper. And, you know, the Conduit tends to rock it in with that fire. Now going to quickly dive in here. Going to get 1 slap, going to get 2. Quick little wind shears, and 1 dash into a toxic slap will do it. His opponent is getting very, very low. The third party coming out. So T-Foul going to play it safe for now.
Oh man, I gotta say, this is gotta be the speed up in your face build. T-Foul is really, really relying on that dash, on that fervor, on that escape. But you really close the gap quickly and get those nice big shotgun shots off of that toxic gauntlet. And it has been working as he has not missed a single slap. Even in the mid-air exchanges, he still hits those. Now coming in to find an opponent very, very low with the with his wind shears, he's able to go ahead and secure that. Find some more fights up top. And it looks like he's positioned himself really well. And you know, slowly rotated in. find himself into this back little fight. It looks like Darkbreakers are going to be able to take out Muffin, and T-Foul going right in on this third-party advantage, hoping to come in and maybe secure this exile onto what could be a very, very big opponent, and that's going to be Nicholas going down. And what did I say about those toxic slaps? The toes were there, and T-Foul said, give me those, give me those. Slaps them hard, finishes it up with the wind shears, and goes right into another fight. Doesn't have that HP, but does have some armor, but loses it quick as the lightning does come out, closes the gap with a dash, but toxic slaps are going to do some damage. But his opponent is still healthy, but not for long, as T-Foul goes and secures that exile at 6, and there's nonstop action. OSK, nonstop.
Man, he was so smart. He actually threw that Toxic Cloud through the Dragon Fire, and it explodes on impact with Zen right there. Do you know how crazy that is? Like, he got that last little bit of bubble, and it sealed out in exile. It's crazy. T-Foul's still alive right now, as we do have SKT Dark B here on the Tempest Fire. Definitely is off class, but man, he's rocking 6 exiles already. He's doing great. He's got the focus mana as well with all that cast speed coming out. Man, he is a force to be reckoned with out here. Now we have, looks like 3 floaty opponents for Darkbreakers here, trying to land any sort of fireball. Going to be a little difficult. There is no extra radius. There is no extra combust coming out. So Darkbreakers will have to play this up close and personal, but be very careful at the same time. We got Eureka here. No exiles yet, but looking to change that. Got T-Foul actually sealing out the kill on Darkbreaker, so his run of terror is over. Now it's just Eureka, T-Foul, and oh my goodness, T-Foul on an absolute tear. 8 exiles already, looking for his last target. This is going to be over quickly, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, wow, wow. The calm, the patience, the positioning, knowing, and just keeping up with what's going on in the situation in the lobby, and just keeping a calm, collective mind, and staying where you need to be when you need to be. And that's T-Foul securing 9 exiles on our first round OSK. I don't even... it's just such a thing of beauty to watch this player do his thing. It's so methodical. You can see the mindset. You can see him watch what's going on. There was one point where there was 4 players left. He was on the low ground, and he waited, crouched, healed up, let them fight until he could reset and get back in, and that was just phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Absolutely. And as we get here, it looks like the grace of T-Foul will fix our donation bar. Thank you, sir. We are 7.83% of the way there towards our goal. Thank you, everyone who's already donated. And just like we said earlier on, great performance from T-Foul. And we'll have to see who's going to really step up and take control of this Element Olympics, man. But 9 exiles to start. T-Foul on that Tempest class. It is looking fantastic. Now, as a reminder for our few donations here, we will be donating off to Extra Life here. It's a little difficult to see up there, but Extra Life is where all this money is going. And also, another place where it's going here, if you would like to get this beautiful little Nightshade skin, it's going to appear here in the middle of our screen, because I am going to be stranding our production squad here today. There it is right there. Every single dollar that you donate will get you an extra little entry to get a little Nightshade giveaway going up to a max of 25. So go ahead, hit that 25, get this Nightshade skin, and give these kids that extra life.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's always such an awesome thing to see people coming together in such an incredible community and really just come together for such a great cause. And then to have a little bit of like a cherry on top, a little bit of a way for you to display that you came through. And not only you got lucky with the giveaway, but you were already there supporting such a great cause. You'll be able to rock through the Hollowlands and just look so nice. So, guys, make sure you get involved if you can. Just being here and watching and supporting what we do is also a great way to just help us grow and help the community just improve over time. So thank you guys so much for being here. But it looks like we're going to be hopping into what is our next round coming up. Let's see what we got.
It is going to be, looks like Stone Shaper Maze. And we got 2 games of this. So here's the way it works, guys. So everyone's going to be dropping in towards Verdant Estate. Everyone's going to be rocking that Stone Shaper. You want to make sure to have all that stone coming out. It's going to be a great day for Darkbreaker. It's going to be a great day for Megaverse. But T-Foul's been showing up on the Stone Shaper as of late as well. It's really just any class. This guy's ridiculous. But anyway, enough about that. Stone Shaper Maze. So we got 2 rounds of this here. No chest opening, no potions. You only get your common stone, and you have your stone skin passive. That's all you're going to be working with. No belts, no anything. That's all you got. So you can only attack with the stone gauntlet. You cannot leave the maze or stand on the walls. You can, though. You can float in between the walls. You just can't linger on the walls. You can't stand up there. You can't stall. You can use your levitate. You just can't stay on those walls. So the host is going to announce the start of the match here. The score will be based on damage and exiles. So it doesn't matter where you place, doesn't matter any of that. You better be hitting that damage. You better be getting those exiles, or you're not getting anything in this round. It's going to be very, very loud, very, very, it's going to be very, very fun to watch as well.
I've had a chance to play this game a few times, and I gotta say it's such a blast. It's almost a little element of jump scare. You're going around the corners, you don't know where exactly anybody's at. Somebody could be camping in a corner, like in a dark area, and then boom, shockwave comes out of nowhere, and you are dealt with. It is so much fun. I gotta say, you guys, if you have not had a chance to check out the Stone Maze yet, you will be completely just happy and having a great time watching these players pop off. But we're really going to see. I got to say, last round was incredibly impressive coming out from Tfal, playing a class that he's not really known for, but really dominating. Not only taking that dub, but that coming out with 9 exiles. 9 exiles. That's not just winning. That's dominating. And we'll see if there's any more surprise players coming out in some of these games, because, like I said earlier, we have players that are known for particular classes like Megaverse or Stone Shaper. But in these particular games, it's not necessarily the same goal or the same mindset. So we'll see if some people can come in with some big brain strategies that take everybody by surprise.
And speaking of strategies here, one of the strategies that I've been keeping track of here for this particular event, Bedrock will come into play here at some point. So it'll be interesting to see who is going to take the risk to sort of levitate and get those bedrocks off towards the outside part. That's another part of it too. Do you want to play the middle where there's a little bit more cover but a lot more action, or do you want to play the outside? Maybe it's a little bit less action coming in, but you do have just one angle that you have to focus on to really laying that damage. At the same time, though, we got plenty of other players trying to do the same exact thing as you. So, man, it's going to be a toss-up as to who's actually going to win this thing. But damage and exiles will be the primary scoring mechanism by which we go on. So it doesn't matter where you place. Again, just damage and exiles. So Megaverse, Darkbreakers, expecting big things from them in these 2 rounds of Stone Shaper Maze. No count out Tfal either, though, because he rocks that Stone Shaper as well.
I think for me, I'm going in. I think it's going to be a flip of the coin. Do I need to be aggressive? Do I need to go around and look for these exiles and make things happen? Or do I need to wait it out, be patient, and hopefully nobody will see me? And I think there's going to be a lot of situations where people are trying to wait it out. But in this maze, I'm going to tell you, you got to be careful, because once they spot you, you will not get away. And sometimes you might get crisscrossed with several shockwaves at once, and it's boom, you're gone. So you got to worry about where you're at, how you're playing. Do I need to be aggressive? Do I need to be quiet for a second? Is levitating here and using bedrock worth showing my position? It's all these things going to come into play, but it's also going to be a little bit of random chaos. And I got to say, one thing that I noticed about Tfal in that last round, it's kind of like Quicksilver from the X-Men movies. If you guys have seen that, there's a scene where there's just everything exploding, so much chaos, but he's just going through so calmly. He can see everything. He understands the chaos. And that's a little bit of that, what goes on in Spellbreak. And a lot of that's going to be going on in this maze, in this Stone Maze. So we'll see who understands it, who can move through it all. We'll see. Tfal popping off.
Yeah, someone who's personally spoken with a lot of these competitive players. Nerves really does come in a big factor here. So it can definitely affect your play most of the time in a negative way. So whoever can stay calm, whoever can just focus on their strategy that they want to deal with, and if it's a good strategy, hopefully they'll be able to really seal out a nice little score coming out here. So again, the way this works here for Stone Shaper Maze, everyone's going to go to Verdant Estate. We're going to wait until whoever's hosting that particular lobby to give the word. And as soon as we do, you're going to see a whole bunch of stone slams, whole bunch of boulders as well. Nothing against doing boulders. So there's plenty of opportunity to get that going. But I want to talk about what kind of build do you run. Obviously, recovery is going to be a big staple coming out here. But are you going to run a Spell Slinger for the extra little bit of boulder cooldown, or are you going to run that focus mana for the extra little bit of shockwave damage? That's going to be the big question here. And you got to think Fervor's probably going to be coming out too, but you also might see a little bit of scavenging. So
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Do you go for the sustain? Do you go for the damage? What do you go for?
I think a lot of times when you get into these games where you don't have the opportunity to loot and you don't have opportunity to heal up whatsoever, the talents or the classes like Stone Shaper that give you the option to get the armor or the health back can be huge. So maybe I'm thinking recovery and scavenging. And we also have to think these talents are not going to be upgraded. You're only going to be using their base. Yep. So what is the most effective talent at its base level? And scavenging and recovery might really come in there big. I think you might be onto something, OSK. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm honestly thinking a lot scavenging now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more hard. a little bit harder rather. There isn't going to be any potions. So the only way you're going to get health back is through that recovery and through that scavenging. That's the only way you're going to do it. Either that or just not getting hit, which if you're thinking you're not going to get hit through this, you're going to be dead wrong. But Stone Shaper May is going to be starting up here very, very soon. Megaverse, keeping an eye out here. It hasn't started yet. As you can see, the Shockwave isn't coming out, but that first zone is in, and now we got a little bit of action coming out. Looks like Megaverse going to be taking a lot of damage. That's going to be Chicken Burrito already. He's being taken out. Now we do have 2 rounds here, so gonna have to keep an eye on this. But man, look at all this! Look at all the slams coming out. That's gonna be Isolians. That's gonna be T Dark B. And oh my goodness, the action is coming out, and the exiles are quick to follow.
Pure chaos, pure mayhem. This is what I was talking about, you guys. I told you we'd be laughing, and if you guys aren't, I'm gonna laugh extra for you because I'm loving it so much. Spangly one coming out and taking out bottom frag. Kill jumping around with 1 exile on the board already, and a decent amount of armor and health still to his name, using that nice levitate to try to stay evasive and stay away from these players. Darkbreakers with 1 as is already on his scoreboard as well, and spotting another player as he is chasing them down. Throws a nice little shockwave, using that noodle a little bit to get some damage in the air when he doesn't have that boulder on hand. It looks like the sorcery is
Vital
Stone. And Vital Stone. This might be a troll thing, but it could be huge if you could get away, but that's not going to be the case for Muffin as he goes down to Darkbreakers. We got T-Foul with an exile on the Divine. You're coming through with Ancient there, and Kill coming in with another exile. All right.
Man, Kill's out here just looking for blood out here. Now, Darkbreakers has a pretty good build himself here. He's got that focus mana, scavenging recovery build that we were talking about here. Is working out pretty well for him. And again, I forgot to mention this. Nothing against using noodles. So if someone's floating in the air, you get a quick noodle off, go ahead. Might still be on an exile like it has for Darkbreakers here. But man, look at all this chaos here. Look at all these walls blocking all this damage. Now we got quite a bit of action here on the southern part. Let's see if Darkbreaker's gonna opt to get over the ceiling here. Can't hang out on the walls now. Gotta be very very, very aware of that, but Darkbreaker is doing a great job of keeping himself floated up. That's going to be a nice little noodle coming out. 1 more will actually take care of this here. That Stone Skin's going to really get in the way of that, though. Quick little slam here. 1 more will actually take out Darkbreaker's got to be very, very careful. That's 25 coming over to his opponent. And that's Boulder sealing out the exile onto Eureka's. That's a lot of health getting back, and that's a big payoff for Darkbreaker's getting that his 3rd exile here, looking for number 4.
The outplay there, just baiting and waiting for that opponent to peek around that wall and then countering it with your own peek. Beautiful, beautiful. Ilya coming through with 1 exile of their own. We see a noodle connect there to that player. It looks very, very low. Now trying to use this levitate to get overhead and knock him down. We see that focus mana, recovery, and scavenging yet again coming through. Very, very good build to get that to sustain, get that nice little health back in armor. And that's going to be an exile on the Solar Bear TTV. And we've got 12 gamers in this lobby already. How many were in this maze? Darkbreakers now taking out Kill, and that's going to be 4th. And Darkbreakers is definitely popping off. I got to say, when I watch Darkbreakers, one thing I'm always impressed about is his ability to move in combat. He has great positioning overall, but during combat, his use of runes and just movement altogether is so great. And you're going to see that come in really, really strong here in this maze, where it's all about how can you get the peak, how can you get the advantage on your opponent, and Darkbreaker's really popping off as he gets that 5th one onto Ilya A, and now looking for a competitor, and that might be the last one. We might be looking at our champion. I'm not for sure as he goes ahead and trolls these corners, rocking that stone outfit, looking like he may have known what was about to go down. But let's see if we can find any more scraps to clean up here, OSK. 5x.
All right, now. So big tradition here. Once everyone is all eliminated, you go take a dip in the fracture. Looks like Darkbreakers will be the placement winner of our Stone Maze. That is going to conclude round number 1. That's a lot of exiles going over to him. We got 1 more round of Stone Shaper Maze coming out. Great job to Darkbreakers, still out all those exiles, man. He's got that build. He's got that talent. And man, what I would really like to think about here is, imagine you're a random, okay? You're a random in this particular lobby. You don't know what's going on. You see all these names coming out with all this stone. You see a bunch of noodles, and then all of a sudden, before that second zone is finished, you're just looking at 9 players left. What do you do? Like, what's the reaction coming out?
I think you say, "What is this? How can I get involved?" And I think that's what's so awesome about this game and this community. We've been Proletariat does a great job. I know we're gonna have a lot of stuff coming for us in the future in like terms of different game modes and ways to play the game. But this community does not wait. We make our own way. We love the game so much, and we push it into playing it all these different ways. And whenever people come in and see that happening, they see the passion, they see the love, they see the fun, and they just want to get involved. But it's got to be a little bit of a what? Kind of situation for a new player that comes in. I also
Yeah,
similar when we get to the Noodle Arena. I'm really excited to
dude,
see.
that you know what's funny is that last time we did Noodle Arena, I believe that we did have a random coming up. We actually had someone stand guard, pick up a fire gauntlet, and just get a quick little exile while everyone's noodling in the arena. So it's always fun. And you know what? We don't stop the action for that. If you get exiled by a random when you're playing Noodle Arena, you're just gonna roll with the punches. You're not gonna do anything about it because it's part of the fun. I love it. I love
Mhm.
it so much. But as we get ready for round number 2 of Stone Shipper Maze here, now, let's talk about some of these things that people did well. Obviously, we saw quite a bit of floatiness coming out from Darkbreakers, really doing a great job of just keeping your eye on all these walls coming out, as well as the position of where everyone is at the moment. That opens up the door. Is anyone going to pick up? Would anyone pick up Foresight in this particular event? I don't think so. But if you're looking for that last little bit of positioning, maybe you want to do it. But Scavenging looking like it's coming out as the #1 talent here. Looks like we're going to hop right in very, very quickly. Look at all this. We got all of these players just getting ready for the Stone Shaper. Everyone's just trying to get a little bit of practice in, playing a little bit of Follow the Leader coming out, just really giving us something good. Oh, the grief. The grief coming out with the Frostborn with Ice Mist. You absolute madman.
Oh, you horrible person. The Stone Shaper, Chugga Chugga Choo Choo Conga line is looking great, man. I can't wait for this kind of chaos to go right down.
Please freeze everybody. Freeze everybody right now. Please do it.
Harmony check.
Harmony check. Big harmony
Nobody's
check. Out here.
harmony. Nobody.
Sees the people in chat. It's gonna crash. You know what? If it does, we're having fun doing it. That's fine.
Oh, yeah.
We got 37 players all ready to hop in, man. I would love, like, okay, so we have that new patch coming out on the 15th. We have that Steam release coming out. If everyone's doing this kind of thing in the lobby, man, you don't know how fun it's gonna look for some of these newer players coming in. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited coming out.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for lobbies to be completely full and just community to be able to do this times 10 on a higher level. But when we get Alacrity racing, guys, I want to see a winter wonderland in this lobby. Okay, the whole ground needs to be covered with ice. That's one of my favorite things. But man, yeah, this community, this right here, we're just having a good time. It just shows you, man, how many people just love this game and this community and how close it is. Look at all those hollows.
Yeah,
Wow.
I know. Hollows are something to be proud of. And you know what? I do like this particular artifact on this particular hollow here. The red blood knife coming out is part of that. I believe it's part of that Wolfpack bundle, if I remember correctly. Man, it's one of the few artifacts that I'll actually consider wearing. It's a great thing. But anyway, as we're getting ready, we're going to be dropping in here the Timberin side of things. This is, if you ever want to figure out how to die a little bit faster, Dr. Nut's going to show you right here. Go up the southern side, and you're just going to be angling towards this nice little island. He's doing it nice and slow so everyone can follow along here. And he's just going to fall off the wall there, fall off the top. Go. And that's the way it do.
Professional dyer.
Yes. If you ever want to spectate the lobby incredibly quickly, get these drops in. It's Tarzan not going to be a part of this here. He's going to be one of those randoms that we're going to be looking at, as well as Noski Burr saying, hey, why are these people dying in the zone? This is going off very quick. But, you know, as we're preparing to get into this little bit of maze here, it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a great time to get this all this action started off. Hasn't started yet, but we're getting very, very close. That zone's going to be coming in, and there we go. Here comes the action. Eureka going to start us off. Nice little slams coming out, but no connection. Looking for a little bit behind this corner. He's got that boulder off cooldown as well. T-Foul just saying, hey, this is my chest. You don't come in here. You don't do this. This is my home. No one is welcome.
You know, maybe this is a good move. Anybody that comes close is definitely going to get tagged quite a bit. But man, hopefully we see I was getting ready to say, hopefully we see Megaverse make it a little bit farther here. But no, it looks like maybe there's a target on his back as he comes down pretty early, and names are just dropping like flies. We see Nicholas, we see Roaming Gnome taking out Ancient Generic. Darkbreaker's now coming through with an exile on the Sid Shamrock and Chicken Burrito going down to Insomnia. Frith the Knight looking to do some damage. 2 players down on the scoreboard, jumping across this wall to get a little bit of evasiveness, but does get tagged quite a bit by a boulder and a shockwave, but now pinched in this corner, has nowhere to go but forward, and he does just that as he connects with a 3rd exile on the scoreboard. Eureka's going to go down. Looks like he might have been pinched there in that corner, but Frith Knight, you don't put Frith Knight in the corner, okay? That's what happens. He pops off and he comes out and does the thing. Soft going down as well, and it looks like some action going on. OSK, let's go.
A cornered soldier is the most dangerous kind. He's going to fight for his life, and that's exactly what happened with Frith Knight there. Getting a little bit of that shockwave actually going up the wall, it looks like, just a little bit. And now Frith Knight gonna just go away here. Gonna just hide away for a second. We got Darkbreakers, though, the winner of last round, looking for a little bit of action here. Looking for a little bit of noodle action. That's gonna be a boulder coming out. That's gonna be a nice restore off of the scavenging. And man, he's doing so well for himself over here. Zen, meanwhile, getting a little bit blown up. Gotta be very, very careful, my man. You're gonna get punched out. That's gonna be 2 exiles to Zen, but 4 exiles to Frith Knight. He's really popping off here. I'm really enjoying the show he's putting on here today, Timmy.
Oh man, did you see who Zen took out before he went down? That's going to be T-Foul out of the game to the man himself. Yeah, T-Foul. Zen going to be taking out a huge name, but going down right quickly after that. And here we go. We're back on Darkbreakers, wearing that stone outfit. Might be giving him some power. I don't know. That's going to be 3 exiles down on the board, making really great use of that recovery, of that scavenging, and just chasing opponents down. It seems like every time we swap over, he is just chasing someone down. They are always low health, and he is always just throwing that noodle out and just securing that exile. It's going to be 4 now already. Solar Bear now on the kill, and Darkbreakers just turns the corner for another one. That's 5. That's 5 exiles already in this maze, in this stone maze. And I don't know if anybody can stand up to this monster at this point. But it looks like he is pinching a little bit of corner. Very, very difficult situation. But it looks like he's going to go ahead and use that aggression, use that W key, and hover a little bit to try to secure this exile. Maybe best offense is the best defense, but I'm not sure if that's the way to go right now. And it's not, as Solar Bear stays right on top of it, able to secure that exile with some nice boulders and shockwaves, and Darkbreakers goes down in the 2nd round. Okay.
All right, we are getting a little bit worried here. It looks like Solar Bear might be the last one remaining. So Solar Bear might have actually ended up our victor of Stone Shaper Maze round 2. Take a dip in the fracture. You deserve it, my friend. That top placement goes to you, but he did end up with 4 exiles. Darkbreakers, I believe, ended up with 5. So who really won? We'll get back to you about that. But in the meantime, we did have a nice little $10 donation there. So thank you, those of you who have chosen to donate. Again, 100% of this goes towards Extra Life. We're getting that charity out for these kids. It's going to be very, very nice of you to go ahead and donate. And if we get our little man up here in the middle, we got a beautiful little nightshade skin given out here. You'll get up to 25 entries for the donations that you put in. So go ahead, pop yourself some $25, enter to win this beautiful little skin. It's going to be a great time for everyone involved.
Oh yeah. And speaking of a great time for everybody involved, it's the Winter Olympics, y'all. Element puts on the best shows in this community, and this is one of my favorites. I hope that we could be able to keep it up over the years as community grows, and we just see more and more fun things like this coming through, and just making us all have a fun time together with a great game that we love. And that's what it's all about, in my opinion. But we're going to be moving right on in to our next game here, and I do believe that is our Alacrity race, and we're going to have 2 rounds of this. If you guys don't know about Alacrity racing, it's super, super fun, a little bit different than what you're probably used to. We're going to have 2 icy rounds of racing from one side of the map to the other. You must pick that Frostborn class, of course, to get that Alacrity. No looting, only use the common Frost Gauntlet you drop with, and the score is going to be based on placement. So this is not going to be necessarily a huge combat mini game, although there might be a little bit of that going on, but going to be some very, very interesting techniques coming out on how to move across the map with that Alacrity most efficiently. So we'll see who's able to come out on top here.
Yeah, interesting to note here for the Common Frost specifically here. Common Frost drains your complete mana bar. So these players, they aren't allowed to loot. So you're just going to be left with that base Frost and no amulet. So you really have to think, what sort of talents are going to help give me that lower mana cost? Are you going to run Recklessness? Are you going to run... well, you can't run Ambidextrous because that only affects your offhand. So maybe you pick out Recklessness. At the same time, do you also pick out Escapist? That's going to be the question, because sometimes you might get off your icy track. You might not be able to go as fast. You want to make up that speed as much as possible. Man, Recklessness might have a big presence in this. And it'll be also interesting here, as you might have already thought, we do have random players in these lobbies sometimes, and they sure do like to rain on your parade whenever you're coming out here and trying to skate across their battlefield.
Yep. I consider them mobs, ads. If you ever play a MMORPG or something, they're the little ads that come along until you get to the boss. So you got to be on your game. You got to be able to, do what you need to do in order to deal with that. But we're going to see some really interesting talent builds, I think, coming out I'm not sure exactly what to expect. I really like the idea of escapist. I think that's a really cool way to bridge any kind of errors in your Alacrity to be able to keep that speed up. But it's going to be really, really cool. I think we're going to see some big brain plays coming through, and some players I'm really looking forward to. I'm very excited to see. Dark Breakers, like I said earlier, has such incredible movement. I'm really excited to see what he's going to be able to do and how he optimizes his path across the map. Then you also have players that are so experienced and used to using that Alacrity that they might really have that advantage in this race. Like Solar Bear, he's always there. He's one of those players that you can find getting out of those fights that are almost impossible. And it's almost always due to his Alacrity ability. So we'll see if that's going to be able to come through and win him this round. But I'm just really excited to see a bunch of people skating on some ice, getting in that winter mood, and just it's going to be a good time. We'll see what's happening. Frozone.
I do love the days of old for Frozone here, and as we are getting into this lobby here, you make a good point about Solar Bear. He is very, very well known of getting out of a lot of fights just normally through his Alacrity play. You gotta think he's also not able to take teleport with him though. So is he really going to be skating out of these sort of situations? Is he going to be taking the front line here? This is a very, very interesting point to bring up here, that everybody is going to have the same amount of speed. Everybody is going to have the same options here. So you just have that common frost. It's really going to be all about your pathing, all about how you can weave in between these players, and really if you can dodge the quote-unquote ads, they're going to be coming out here. So who's going to be best at that? Solar Bear definitely has my top pick. You got to be thinking some of these other Frostborn mains. I do know Eureka very, very is very, very experienced in this sort of thing, as well as I believe Roaming Gnome has picked up quite a bit of Frostborn as well. So we'll see who comes out and decides to perform today. It's gonna be fun either way.
Oh yeah, and I was thinking this is gonna be a lot of fun. I was just thinking this was kind of a silly mini game, but now that I'm thinking about it, this is going to be a really good test and testament to these players' ability to manage that mana, the most important resource in the game, in my opinion. Not only do you use it for your spells and deal damage, it's also used often for mobility, for levitating and stuff like that. So who's going to be able to figure out, when do I need to use this mana to levitate? What's the most optimal path to take here? And how do I use this with my frost shots? Like you said earlier, it's going to take a lot of mana to get those Alacrity trails going. So when and where do you use it? How do you allocate that resource properly? And which paths are going to let you use it more optimal? We'll see. I'm very excited to see what happens here. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be more interesting than I thought.
Yeah, for sure. Now, of course, we will have our pathing. Let's talk about our pathing here. We're going to be going up to Halcyon Reach from, I believe, if I get my quick little thing up here, it'll be Choir Bank Sanctuary to Halcyon Reach. It's quite a little bit of ways to go. And we'll be judging this solely based on placement, of course. You definitely don't want to be exiling your competitors here. That will get you DQ'd. So you got to be very, very careful here. Okay, and be very, very careful. In the meantime, though, it looks like you have your own little fan club coming out. We do have Aim Lighten calling you out here. Very, very nice to see the community all supportive out here. So very, very nice indeed. Looks like we're going to be getting right into it, though. Frostborn Alacrity race will be starting, or at least we'll be getting ready to start. Look at all of this ice. Welcome to the Winter Olympics, everybody. It's snowing in the HoloLands, and somebody is griefing with this stuff.
Oh, look at it. Oh, I'm so happy right now. You guys, it's the Winter Olympics. Look at it. Next time you get friends in the lobby, Alacrity going on, this is what you need to do. I was talking about some of the most satisfying things in Spellbreak earlier, and this game has a lot of satisfying things, hitting those frost shots, hitting those fireballs, but skating around, it might be at the top of the list, OSK. I just feel so elegant, just, oh, so nice, so nice.
Josh, your words cut deep, my man. But anyway. Strofo, man, just really showing the power of this Frostborn. Oh my god, I can't see anything. He's just looking to get a little bit in. Look at all this steam coming out. Man, you're going to melt your PCs like this. Y'all need to be careful, all right? Protect your hardware.
It's for the Steam launch, OSK. It's for the Steam launch. We're getting hyped. Oh, man.
You're right.
These elements, the interactions, this is another thing. Not only the movement of Spellbreak, but these interactions, this level.
Oh, the frame rate.
He was right. You're killing the computers.
Our production guy got to be very, very careful with how he deals with everything here. Everything's going off of one PC, from what I understand. So, man, maybe you need to switch cameras. Maybe you need to switch off a little bit, but you got to be careful, man. Your hardware is all you got. And yes, you do have a nice little theory coming out. The Steam is getting ready for the Steam release. What better way to open up that Steam release with a bunch of missed frames and a bunch of steam coming out from the Frostborn class? Oh man.
Oh, it's so great,
Uh,
man. Best community on the internet. I love it so much. And
it is.
playing around with that kind of stuff, you see some interactions that you might not really be aware of. I've been playing the game for a long time and recently realized how good it was to be able to hit your alacrity trails or your alacrity spots with wind. And if you can catch people, it'll actually slow them or freeze them. I was like, how did I not? I guess for playing a pyromancer all of the time, I didn't
Oh, that's
realize.
an old strategy. Let me
Yeah,
tell you what
see?
we used to do. Let me tell you what we used to do in pre-alpha here. We had our squad members, right? They'll be going on their on their ice alacrity. And back in the day, if you did that to somebody while they're on their alacrity trail, it would just completely freeze them just like that. Like there wouldn't be wait time. So you could literally just grief your teammates over and over and over. And there
Oh,
wasn't any cooldown for freezes either. Like now I think there's like a 2-second buffer.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but like before, there wasn't anything like that. So you just freeze over and over and over. Oh my goodness. Hey, I see your nice little Pyro mug out here. That's a nice thing Galen got for you. I really
Yeah,
enjoyed that picture.
I love it so much. I feel like, a little bit of a Viking every time I take a sip. So I try to drink out as often as possible. But yeah, man, I'm loving it. I'm loving this community has been so kind to me. And I'm just so happy and proud to be part of something that I think is going to be something great. And Element is one of the organizations that are really just. I'm so proud that you guys are part of this community as well, or that we are part of this community as well. We just take everything and let the community get together and have fun. So
Yeah, you can see them lighting up here. They're all getting ready for all this action coming out here. Everyone's skating on over. And it looks like the timer will start. Look at this race going on. We got someone taking the front here. Solar Bear trying to make up a little bit of lost ground here, but man, he's going to have to get creative with these angles here. He's kind of falling behind. Not sure if he's going to make it to the front. We'll have to see what happens.
we got a player that's pulled out very far in the lead. I'm not sure exactly who it is, but they look like they have a good amount of distance on every other player. Looks like most players are taking the same path here. Got to be an optimal choice. It's going to be really interesting to see how they deal with some of these areas of the map where they're going to have to levitate. They have to cross a gap that's not necessarily something that Alacrity is going to help. So we're going to jump around. We see Solar Bear, one of the resident Frostborns, one of my teammates. They're able to do okay with his Alacrity, but really not toward the front of the pack. Trying to figure out a way to get some sort of advantage here. And now we see T-Foul. That's going to be the leader of the pack. Yes. Man, this player, it does not matter what game mode it is. It does not matter what's going on. He just understands the game at such a high level. And you just see it right here coming out of OSK. The movement is just, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, and he did a great job of mitigating the lack of looting here. The Recklessness talent actually does it does get a lot of mana cost all figured out here, and it looks like as we're crossing the finish line, it will be T-Foul taking that one, and he is the winner. Now, as we get this kill feed figured out here, looks like we're going to be loading just a little bit to see who finished, but man, it's going so fast. So many players are following in Fracture. If you're a random in here, you're wondering what the heck is going on. It's a kill feed right there. Everyone's getting a Fracture death. Everyone's getting a Fracture fail, and Frith Knight going to go ahead and finish this up here. Man, what an event. T-Foul, of course he makes it to the front. It's not only that he's good at combat, it's also got to be the best at racing, apparently. Here we go. Sid Shamrock going to go ahead and dive on in. That will be the end of our first round of Frozen Alacrity race with T-Foul taking first place.
Yeah, very, very good. He was able to get into the front of the pack from the get-go, and he stayed there the entire time. There was no mistakes. There was no mess-ups. I got to say, the pathing there that they chose was definitely, they must have known exactly what the path of least resistance was. There wasn't a lot of times where they had to levitate or had to, like, cross any gaps that were difficult for them. And there you seen T-Foul was able to just stay on the Alacrity. He didn't have to spend a lot of mana to do anything but to shoot his Alacrity. And he was just consistent with doing it properly, and when you don't make mistakes, nobody can capitalize on your mistakes. So he got to the front and he stayed there. Beautiful play.
Yeah, it's a good point you bring up too, because levitating will cancel out your momentum to some aspect. So the less you can levitate, the more you can just rely on your jump. That jump's going to bring your momentum with you. If you can just jump between all your frost rails instead of levitating, it's definitely going to save a lot of speed. T-Foul with a great awareness of that. And also, like I said earlier, he does have recklessness being ran. It does reduce your mana cost. So instead of having to recharge your mana all the time, just run recklessness, just shoot off whenever you need to, let your mana get back to full, and you're ready to go. He does a great job. Also running vigor as well. I mean, it's probably the best one you want to do in case there's any accidental shots going out your back. You don't have to worry about your health at all. So very, very nicely done. And we'll have to see our score sheet over here. By the way, you can type in exclamation scores, I believe. We'll get you those Olympic scores up. You can follow along as we are here. I'm actually going to pull them up myself just to see where we are sitting. And it looks like so far, before we get into our second round of Frostborn race, Alacrity race game 1. Looks like we're still filling it out here. Still getting those screenshots all verified for you. And yeah, we do have someone taking lead here. It looks like T-Foul leading the event so far. We'll get you a nice little updated scores before we get off to the halftime just after this next round. We're going to be getting in this lobby here pretty quickly, though.
Oh, yeah. T-Foul coming through and really just showing a really good understanding, popping off in that Tempest round, now doing a great job in this, really putting himself ahead of the pack in terms of scores. And, yeah, I think another just props to T-Foul for, and you point out vigor there. And like for me, I feel like that talent slot was just a waste and really nothing to really bother with. But there you see a smart player coming through and finding a little bit of value in something like vigor, just in case, you know. And that's the kind of players that you come through and you find in the element community. Now, I've been part of the Spellbreak community for a long time. And I've played with a lot of good players, but when you find players that are regularly in the element tournaments, in the scrims, you find players that are thinking about the game at a higher level. So if you guys are enjoying Spellbreak, you want to get good, you might be joining the community just now, join up in the element Discord, become part of this competitive community. And even if you're not going to be participating in tournaments, you'll learn a lot about the game and you'll realize there's so much more depth here than what you might see or expect from just at first glance. So props to these players, man. Props. Big brains all the way around. I love it.
Big brains and big passion. That's what we love out here. And speaking of great community, I do have to answer a question that was directed my way here. Why am I wearing a tank? This is the Winter Olympics. Well, some people have a heart of gold. I got a heart of cold, baby. Feels good to me. So we're just going to be rolling with the tank here today. And now we see Aiden Lighten here. You got to face Stone Cold Killer. That's right. You have Stone Cold Killer coming out from T-Foul. That is. Timmy, man, I'm excited to see some of these second half events too. Just to give you a quick reminder what we're running with here. We got one more round of Alacrity race that's going to be coming up here pretty shortly for you guys. The next round after our 5-minute break is going to be Frostborn Castle. We're going to be in Banehelm. We're going to be defending that sort of area here. Can't pick up anything, can't loot. So it's just whoever remains that's going to be taking the win there. And we have one round of sorcery only coming out. You can only use your sorceries. That's the only thing you can use. Nothing else. And, man, you want to feel like you want to get that shockwave off, we got to have to think again because you're not allowed to use it. You're going to get DQ'd. And then after that, we have probably our number one event that I'm really looking forward to, Noodle Arena, dropping into Arena of Elders. Just using those noodle slaps. That's all you got. That's all you can use. It's going to be a great time. And then right after that, we're going to have an encore round. Whatever these players want to play again, that's what we're going to roll with. And the number of rounds with that will be based on whatever number of rounds we have originally planned. So that will be very fun. Second half coming up for you very, very shortly. And that second round of Alacrity race going to be very, very nice.
Oh, yeah. I 100% agree. So excited for this second round, OSK. I think these first few games were a lot of fun and seeing Spellbreak played in different ways. But I'm super excited for the Frostborn Castle, the sorcery only. You see more of those precise shots. You see more of intense play where they're peeking around the corner. They're trying to get that drop on their opponent, and they hit those, like I said, satisfying flicks or whatever. Super, super awesome. And if you guys have never seen a large amount of people drop into the Arena of Elders for noodles, it's the sight to behold. So I'm super excited. But we're going to be dropping right in for our round 2 of Alacrity racing. And let's see all these players lining up, getting ready for the race to go down.
Look at all this. Oh, this is hilarious. And it looks like we're off to the races here. A little bit of a late start from Sonic Panda. We'll have to see if that works out for him here. But following along the ridge, we do have him following up very, very quickly. Now, you got to be careful. Oh, that's going to be a very, very, very costly bit of momentum stop there. We'll have to see who's in the front runner here. We'll have to get back to you about that here. But it looks like Thumbneck Panda is actually doing a great job of making up for lost time here. Playing on the edge of these Frostborn trails. Definitely don't want to get caught in the air too much. definitely want to make sure that you're getting up here. We got bottom frag NYX actually taking the lead here. Looks like we got a little bit of harmony coming out. That's something I would have expected, but you know, there isn't going to be a whole lot of people slowing you down unless you just run into a random. So we'll have to see if that is going to be the case here. They are still racing around. A bit of a different path than what we saw in the first round. So very, very far removed from that fracture. And now we have the second round coming out here. The second route. Solar Bear doing a great job. Looks like this ridge is going to be the play here. We'll have to see who is going to end up pulling ahead. Timmy, your boy Solar Bear, going to have to make up for some lost ground here. He's going to get very, very behind.
Yeah, he's right behind the pack in front, trying to get up and trying to catch up and pass up everybody here. But you got to be really careful here. In the very early match, you see people taking that path of least resistance, and it's really smart when you see everybody taking the same path. However, you will run into some of that congestion and slow you down. But here we go. We got some players finally get to the end, and we're going to see Megaverse popping off. Was that Megaverse with the win there?
Yep, that is going to be Megaverse in first place. T-Foul looks like finished up in second. That's about all I could see there at the very top, as we did have quite a few names fill out here. Again, man, imagine you're a random. Oh, no. There you go. Now we're in. All right, we're in now. So it looks like Megaverse is going to take the win on that Alacrity race. We got Hex Side, one of our graphic designers, actually, just making sure everyone's all cleaned up, make sure everyone's all in. I wouldn't imagine anyone's going to be hanging out there towards the back, but, you know, just making sure everyone's all good before he takes a dip in himself. You know, let's just take a moment. Imagine the zen of all of this Spellbreak action here. Hexside really taking it in, and I'm taking in that beautiful win here from Megaverse. We got T-Foul in first place first time, got Megaverse winning the second time, but again, T-Foul got second place the second time. So he's probably sitting up there at the top towards our scores.
Always performing well no matter what we're doing. He comes through, he throws it down, and he always shows up in a big way. Really happy that there were some different paths being taken there, some different, you know, people being adventurous, a little bit courageous, trying something new. I'm not sure if it necessarily worked out for them, but for us, it was a good thing to watch. So thank you guys for doing that. Competitors and players coming through. But Alacrity racing, man, a lot of fun. A lot of interesting movement going on. Like I said, that congestion that happened a little bit where everybody was kind of like caught up in that. I think it allowed some people to get ahead by taking the alternate path. But in the end, I think it was that initial path from round one that ended up being the most optimal way to go. And Megaverse and T-Foul knew it from the get-go and committed to it. And there you go. That's what happens.
Yeah, now we are still updating our scores as of right now, so I'm probably not going to be able to give you a quick accurate description of what exactly is going on here. But you can always hit exclamation scores. They'll be updated as we go. We're getting a lot of these screenshots in from their Alacrity finishes, so just going to be a little bit waiting on for that. But in the meantime, do have to take a quick break here. Going to be quick 5 minutes so that we can all get recuperated. Take a little bit of breath. There's a lot of Olympic action going on here. It's looking like T-Foul is taking the front running spot, so we'll keep on you with that. But as soon as we get back, we'll try to get you a nice little updated score. Again, exclamation scores, keep up with it as we are as well. And y'all been great. Been a great crowd to put on these Olympic games for. Now, if you are so inclined, do have a charity event going on with Extra Life. So if you'd like to get a quick little bit of donation up, go ahead and hit the donation bar. And while you're doing that, you'll be able to get a nice little entry to win this beautiful skin coming up right here. This beautiful outfit. It's going to be the Nightshade skin. There he is in all his glory here. Now, $1 going to get you one entry. You can get up to 25 entries. You can always donate more than that if you want, but 25 is going to be your maximum amount of entries. So go ahead, hit that donate button, get in the running for this beautiful little skin here. I believe we already had someone put in 25, so a little bit of competition. Make it worth your while. Go ahead, put in 25.
There you go. And guys, make sure that you do join up in the Element Discord where you can find events going on like this all the time. Not only do we do official big tournaments like the Winter Olympics and other tournaments that we've done in the past, we also do scrims.
Got a big one coming up.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Can't announce too much, but next week, y'all better be watching out for it.
Get hype. Join up the Discord. Follow on all the socials. Make sure you are up to date on what's going on Element if you want to get involved in more opportunities to support charities, win skins, see gameplay at the top of the top, and just, hang out with two really handsome dudes that are great at casting. I mean, what more could you ask?
You kind sir.
Oh, well, anyway. I was the Nightshade skin and I.
That's what I was thinking too. I mean,
I love you, man. I'm joking.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But anyway, I'm gonna get you that halftime break. 5 minutes. We'll see you back here soon. Y'all take care. Stick around.
right. All right, all right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Element Winter Olympics. Hopefully, everybody got out to get a nice little drink, get their legs stretched, whatever you need to do to get refreshed, because we're getting back into the action OSK, and we're starting it up with the flex on them. All right, okay.
I'm ready, baby. I got beefy for Olympics here. It's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah,
But yeah, you were saying here. I believe we're getting into our next little bit of events. You want to call it off?
We're getting our nice little Frostborn game going on. If you guys have not checked out Frostborn Castle, this is going to be a lot of fun, a lot of nice little flicks and satisfying shots. 2 rounds of Frostborn only, and landing at Banhelm Keep. If there's no Banhelm Keep portal, players will Alacrity over to Banhelm Keep. So make sure you're using that Frostborn class only, and only that Frostborn gauntlet. No chest at all, and only potions. Score is based on damage and exiles, as always, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. OSK, we're going to see some people landing, try to get that high ground advantage, possibly, maybe get some peaks, and it's going to be interesting to see how they go into this.
Now, do I have to mention here? It is going to be. It's not really going to be your traditional King of the Hill. It's still only based on damage and exile. So if you're the last one remaining, that's great. Not getting any extra points for it. You better be exiled. You better be damaging. You better be getting into the action. So going to have to keep that in mind as we go forward here. Again, like Timmy was saying, we'll go ahead and Alacrity over to Banhelm Portal. Once that timer starts, you're going to see a whole bunch of Frosty Boy action. It'll be fun.
Oh yeah, I'm interested to see how much the Frostborn skills come into play here. I don't think we're going to find a lot of players that are using the nice hover in midair to get any shots. Yeah. I just feel like you open yourself up for some real big damage. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen. Are they going to be fine for that high ground? Are they going to be trying to be stealthy? Are they trying to get close and potentially use that sorcery to slow some people down? And what kind of talents are going to be coming through? You got any thoughts on these, OSK? I want to hear the big brain thoughts come through.
All right, so first of all, I'm thinking that since we're not looting, it's only going to be Frostborn, I'm thinking we're going to be sticking with Focus Mana. I think that's going to make a really big presence coming out, because you got that 8% that you can get that extra 20% damage going off. That's going to be a big factor here. Alternatively, you could run Harmony for the damage reduction, but it's not. I don't really think it's going to give you that much more benefit. Now, you can use it to like mitigate Flash Freeze, but how many Flash Freezes are going to be coming out whenever it's a Frostborn? It's more of a sniper thing. That's going to be yet to see. I honestly wasn't able to cast this Banhelm one last time I was out here, so I don't remember how it went. But I have to imagine that it's going to be a lot of long range going on and not a whole lot of Flash Freezing. We'll have to see, though. I'm always open to be proven wrong.
I think in the last one there was a few people that took the strategy of trying to close the gap, using that sorcery and trying to rely a little bit on their noodles as well. But it's going to be really interesting to see what talents come through. I think, like you said, Focus Mana, Recklessness could be a really huge thing. Maybe even might see some value out of something like Fortitude, where it's going to buy you that first initial soak of the damage. And bless you. And the Fortitude could come in handy here. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I think we're definitely going to see some Focus Mana, maybe some Recklessness to make, because you don't have the belt, right? So you could be getting that big burst damage, and you know how strong a Frost Lance can be if it's augmented with those damage boosters. So we'll see what happens, man. I'm super excited.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of predictions here that we have Glass Cannon's going to be coming out. Now, it's going to be interesting to pick over something like Recovery. That's going to give you just that innate sustain. We'll have to see if people do bring out this Glass Cannon. Will it be a lot like Clash builds where you're going to be running Scavenging as well? I speak from personal experience about that, because whenever I run Frostborn, it's always Glass Cannon, because what better way to sustain than just getting a quick exile and getting all that health back. Don't even need recovery at that point. But this is a little bit of a different environment. It is going to be every man for himself, and it's going to be very, very chaotic. You have to imagine that once you lay down that Alacrity trail, everyone's going to be able to follow you up in, get a quick little freeze off. Got to be careful if you're going to be running Glass Cannon out here. We'll see how it pays off for them, though.
Mm-hmm. And I think they've got to be very aware. And I love the idea of Scavenging. That might be the huge brain play, OSK. You might have just hit the point perfectly, because I think killing the heal might be the way to go here. You can get that big damage output. And like we were talking about earlier, in these games where you don't necessarily have a lot of opportunities to heal, these players will have potions. But sometimes you don't have that time. You don't have that ability to just find a place to heal. So being able to get that exile and get that instant heal up might be really huge. And I'm also interested in see if the players are very aware that their sorcery, while it's used to block a lot of other projectiles, it's not going to be very useful in terms of defensive blocking projectiles in this particular game. But it will slow the opponents down. But it looks like we're finally going to jump into some Frostborn Castle. As we
looks like
making it in.
Yep, Eureka's making himself known out here, saying, hey, I'm going to take up this little flank. You're going to have to be very careful approaching me here. Now, it is going to be the Baneholm Castle area. I'm not sure if this mountain is in play. I would have to imagine it is going to be the play if it ends up being in play. We'll have to see. But you can see all these central towers right here. Going to be a bit of a danger zone. That is what everyone's going to be kind of focused on, but it is a great place to go ahead and get the command of. Looks like Eureka is starting off with this idea. Looks like we might be going ahead and getting started here. You want to see Juco go ahead and dive out, and that's a nice little shot coming out here from Eureka.
Quick little flick onto this aerialist skin that did not know that Eureka's had eyes on them, and it looks like it's going to be a big mistake as Eureka's is able to do a large bit of damage. Doesn't feel comfortable with flipping, but drops right down into a flash freeze, and there we go. We see it, OSK, people freezing them up, trying to punish them, but it looks like he didn't really take much damage. He was frozen statue, completely stone, but didn't really damage, didn't come out from anywhere. We see T-Foul trying to drop out a little bit of damage. It takes a little bit too much for comfort, using that Alacrity to get out of that hot area and try to maybe heal up. Roaming Gnome now try to get that real close flick onto this opponent here, and it looks like the noodle's going to come out and exile Doc Fire.
Look at the
Roaming Gnome with the noodle, the first exile on the scoreboard, and now finds another one. Drops down, hits the noodle, and it looks like maybe the noodle might be the play here. Roaming Gnome,
it's only noodles.
Noodle arena early? What? Huh? Let's see what happens. Players trying to run away. Dang.
Gnome, dude, you got the money, you got the aim as well. Holy moly, look at you go! What a noodle coming out from Roaming Gnome. It's Ilya sitting down. Meanwhile, we have T-Foul picking up a nice little exile along with Dark Breakers. I saw earlier that Soft was getting into it. Man, this is opening up.
Ooh, Roaming Gnome is on a mission and will not stop. One player after another. It's Noodle, it's Frostlance, and it is Roaming Gnome roaming around and really looking like a giant here. This another player getting hit by a few noodles, manages to answer back on Roaming Gnome a little bit, but Roaming Gnome not really worried about it as he is sitting really pretty at over 80 HP. Spots a player trying to hide, but it's not going to be anywhere. Megaverse, Pickaboo, I see you. Out of the game you go. Roaming Gnome back to 100, definitely rocking that scavenging OSK with the big brain coming through and showing just how important it is to get that nice sustain from just exiling a player. Ooh.
Oh my goodness, he's popping off. Look at all these noodles, man. He's not even using the frost. It's just noodles. That's all you need. That's all you need today. Picking out nice little bit of CC going on. He's got Harmony, though. He's not worried about it. Now one more frost will do it, but the noodles are just doing so well right now. And he's going to get the quick little heal off. Going to save him from getting exiled from this little player right here. But they are matching noodle for noodle. Got to be a little bit careful here. Got to be a little bit dangerous. That's going to be TWTV Love Dodo. Going to take that one out. Now it looks like it might just be him versus T-Foul. We'll have to see who the remaining members are. We'll see. We'll see. Who is it going to be?
Roaming Gnome, shout out. You got me so excited. That was so fun to watch. I love to see that aggression, that nonstop action. But it looks like Love Dodo is going to be able to come in and get that exile on Nomi Run with the noodle and go right into the face of what maybe be T-Foul there. I'm not sure. He's going to be the aerial skin. T-Foul getting an exile onto Isoloius. Sorry, how do I pronounce that?
Isolius?
Isolius? Okay, Isolius. 4 exiles now. T-Foul trying to close the gap and get on top of that, but just barely misses it, and I feel the same way, OSK. So close, let down. But looking really, really good here. 4 exiles and only 97 HP. Oh, man. man, spots a player, and that's going to be the end of the round for Eureka's as T-File goes right back into another one, spots another gamer low, and tries to drop down to make some action happen, but not going to do it. But Noodle coming out, gets right into the face of this opponent. No flash freeze coming out. Comes out, but a little bit too high to do any damage or do any CC to T-Foul. And now T-Foul remaining on the high ground and connects again. Just shows you how important it is to stay on top of your opponent. Gets that nice vantage point and a really, really easy shot. And that's going to be another one as his opponent.
Oh, he got two.
Too late. What?
Oh my goodness. He's landing everything out here.
Oh, OSK, what's going on?
Man, I'll tell you what, T-Fowl's just putting on a clinic here. If he can seal out this last little exile, get number 6 up on the board, definitely taking the lead for Frostborn Castle, man. Is there any class that this man is not good at? Like, is there any class in the world? This is ridiculous.
He's just good at Spellbreak, period. End of sentence, end of discussion. Good at Spellbreak all the way around. And we see him coming down right into the face, eating a nice little 23 Frostlets to this player. No, man, it looks like that either did not reg or it just went right over the shoulder. I'm not sure.
What am I watching?
Down on the low ground, flash freeze, getting right into the face, and it looks like it's not going to be able to slow his opponent down much. Trading some Frostlances back and forth, and they are both one shot away, and they cannot connect.
I'm watching a little dance going on here. Just ring around the rosy, get a little dance, and that's going to be the final punch out. That's going to be a little bit of disrespect coming out from T-Foul. But the final exile, I believe, is going to be sealed out. Looks like there's no one left. Take a quick dip, my man. You deserve it. 6 exiles on the round. What a round of Frostborn Castle. Got Romeo popping off as well as T-Foul. What a day.
Really, really great. And I got to say, Love Dodo didn't really pop off as much as you would have liked to have seen. But I got to say, big props to Love Dodo coming through there. He was the one that was able to take out Roaming Gnome. He was the one that made it to the final fight there against T-Foul. And although there was a little bit of wacky dancing going around on those Alacrity trails there toward the end, I think Love Dodo really put up a great job. But T-Foul always so impressed with the ability to understand the game, to move so methodically through everything that he does. You've seen a lot of times where T-Foul was repositioning to the high ground, and he just was able to secure so many high damaging Frostlance shots from that vantage point, from that perspective. And that's just something you see from an experienced competitive player. It doesn't matter what game you're playing. It doesn't matter what the mini game objective is. It matters that he knows how to play this game, Spellbreak, and he can apply that knowledge to any situation, and it shows. Popping off, coming through, big exiles. I love to see it.
Love to see it as well. And thank you, Kunut, for that beautiful donation here. Says, great job hosting myself and you as well, Timmy. And just great job to everyone involved in this event. That's going to be $7 going over to Extra Life. Again, that's 100% going over to Extra Life. They're part of our charity event that we're putting on here. And also, if it's the first time you're watching, if you're not here with the program, you can go ahead and enter in this beautiful outfit right here that we'll get up here in just a second. It's going to be the Nightshade outfit as soon as we get it up. And there it is right there. So whenever you donate, it's going to give you 1 entry to win this Nightshade skin. That's $1 per entry. It's up to a max of 25. So if you want the maximum chance to get this Nightshade skin, fork over a little bit of $25, get you 25 entries for this beautiful man that you're seeing right here.
Oh, yeah. Great cause, great time, and fun times. I got to say thank you again for the donation and the shout out to myself and OSK, but I also personally want to give a shout out to the production team behind the scenes. Strofo, Dr. Nut coming through. It's my first time really being able to be involved with the whole production, and I got to say I'm so impressed with these guys coming through. So make sure you say, when you see them in the Element Discord or you see them in the chat, you say, hey, thanks, you guys are incredible, because without them, we would just be 2 guys up here on camera, So make sure you enjoy Element.
Making our production man blush. That's Doctor behind the camera. Thanks so much to the observer there, as well as Strofo behind the camera, doing a great job of capturing all this action. So thank you guys behind the camera, and also thanks to all the people who's helped make this possible. You guys there in the chat, this wouldn't be here without demand from you guys, without the support. So thank you so much for those of you that give so much in return for what we can offer here. So going into our second round of Frostborn Castle, what's going to be the adjustment that players need to make to be able to pop off just like T-Foul did? You just take the high ground. We also saw that he had harmony with recovery, with dexterity. Completely different than what Roaming Gnome was making work for him. What is the play, Timmy? What do we have to do here?
You know, I think that I've just got to take a page from Roaming Gnome. I mean, I think the only reason that he really
Gotta go
lost
big or
there.
go no.
Oh, you got to go big or go gnome. Absolutely,
This is a
100%.
donut,
That's
by
a
the way.
t-shirt. That is a t-shirt. 100%. But I think he really he dropped the ball, fell a little bit short whenever he decided to get that nice little noodle battle. I understand the respect. It was a lot of fun going on, but I just feel if he was able to just get out of that position for just a second, if he would have just retreated maybe to a higher ground, use Alacrity, get a little bit of space, he may have been able to take that round and at least got to the last end against T-Foul. So I think scavenging worked really well. I think that we can learn a lot from how often he was noodling versus, taking shots with the Frost Lance. And I think it's all going to be about positioning well at the beginning and taking advantage of the action going on around you, and maybe not necessarily with your Frost Lance. We see the noodle coming through big way, big time.
Yeah, that's a good point you bring up as well, that he was kind of the center of attention going into that second part of his engagement there. And it's not exactly the place you want to be. Want to be on the outside, laying low a little bit, just sniping whenever you can. So maybe that'll be a nice little adjustment coming out. He did finish up the day with 4 exiles. We'll see if he can make it 6 or more. But going into our second round here, Frostborn Castle, very, very shortly for you guys. We got the lobby all figured out. Just going to be dropping in, getting this action for you very, very shortly. Saw a lot of flash freezes coming out, a little bit more than I thought there would be. And a lot of players making great use of it. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of situations in that particular round where we saw it coming out as a counter, and I think that's what a lot of players are going to be doing. I was surprised that we didn't see more aggressive sorceries. I think we did see a few that really came down, specifically T-Foul dropping in on people and dropping that sorcery. Really surprising. I'm taking him off guard and being able to use that to his advantage. But I really think, like I said, a lot of counterplay was coming out with the sorcery. I would like to see maybe more aggressiveness with it and trying to use it to secure an exile, or maybe just take over an area, maybe area of denial. But we'll see. You got to be really careful. That particular sorcery, while it can be very, very strong in situations, it can make you so vulnerable because of the range on it. You need to kind of get close. You don't have to worry about fireballs or toxic slaps in this round, but getting close can put you at a potential spot where you could get countered with their sorcery as well. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe you instead of the focus mana like we were talking about, maybe you do end up taking Harmony to kind of just take that out of the equation. Maybe someone's just going to waste that whole bunch of time casting the flash freeze sorcery. You can hit them for a nice 25 or more. But as we're dipping in right here, going to start off this round very, very quickly. And there it is already. The action is unfolding. We have Kill coming out here with the focus mana. You're going to get frozen right off the bat here. Is what we were just talking about. Got to be very careful going in here. And it's a little bit of Harmony check, and he does not have it. Now has to be very careful coming in here. Trying to land a little bit of snipe. That's going to be a nice one. Seal out that exile, get more points. Not going to connect on the second shot, though.
Ooh, nice big chunk of damage down there under that player. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to secure it. Definitely going to lose it to a player down low, most likely. We see Megaverse with an exile early on. Solar Bear coming through. T-Foul also doing some stuff. And Love Dodo also making an appearance early on. Kill sees a player jump up to try to get a nice little flash freeze on him, but it's not going to work. But Kill dropping down, taking it in his time, being patient, and Eureka's goes bam out of the game. Oh my lord, it was so beautiful. The drop down, it was almost like an action sequence, y'all. Sid Shamrock's now taking out the Roaming Gnome. Oh, the adrenaline was still pumping, but it just couldn't make it happen. Roaming Gnome going down early and a nice little flick. Oh, that's going to be a back-to-back as Spankly one gets dealt with and sees Kill as an enemy for life. I don't know, maybe not, but that was a nice shot. Really good. And Kill on this high ground, just punishing all the ants below, man. Shot after shot connecting and really just positioning super well here, OSK.
Yeah, just pop off, why don't you? Get a few more exiles, just put out the noodle, get a little third-party action going in. Oh my goodness, the salt just pops in, just steals it away. That was so rude. Salt, man, let the man eat his dinner. Just chill out for a second.
Oh my goodness, that was so great. And you see it is completely, speaking of eating dinner, it is a dog eat dog world in this mini game. Everybody is out for blood, and oh my goodness, they are ready to poke you with that icicle there. Kill getting right up close to a flash freeze and gets tagged for a lot of damage there, but does survive, gets out of that fight. We fight Casper on the heels of an opponent, hits a few noodles, trying to land that last one, and he's going to do it. Heartbreaker goes down, but he's got the Vital Stone. Is this the big brain play? I don't know. Casper still on the heels, only had a little bit of health, but it doesn't matter as he was able to secure that exile on a chicken burrito. We see Scavenging coming into play, getting a little bit of health back. It's not going to be a ton, but does get it back. But oh my goodness, Frostlands coming to the side right as he resets and tries to get back into the action, and he does get back to the action, but maybe not on the end that he wants to. Now on the high ground and just skating like a maniac back and forth on this Alacrity to try to get as evasive as possible. And it now looks like he's been able to push his opponent back into drinking a potion. Very, very interesting. This man has less than 20 HP and still is the aggressor in this engagement here. Oh, my gosh! He gets the shot up close onto Soft, gets a little bit of heal back from that Scavenging, and goes right back into another fight. OSK, he is not stopping to breathe. He is not stopping to do anything but get into this action. Oh, and Storm's going to be coming through. T-Fel taking out Kill. Ooh, OSK, what's going on? Talk to me.
Oh my God. He turned that completely around. He was literally 14 HP at one point during that fight. His opponent just took a big potion. He turns that thing completely around. Given he didn't have third party coming in, but my goodness, he's popping off again. 4 exiles. Kunat Co is going to come out. It's going to be him and T-Fel. I'm telling you right now, this is a challenge for T-Fel. Casper doing a great job of positioning here. Great job of the awareness. And look at this. One more target on the dinner menu. And that's going to be T-Fel going down. 5 exiles for Casper and counting, my friend.
Oh, that was so quick. That second flick was so quick. I could not even see it. Are we watching a Dragon Ball Z fight? What's going on? And it's not over. Casper finds another opponent, and it's going to be one that is ready to throw down as they land a nice big frost lance to the face of Casper now in the storm, trying to get the last kill right now. It's pretty much whoever connects is going to win. It's going to be enough. That's barely, the top of Ilya's head barely poking out, and somehow Casper finds it and connects. That's going to be 6 exiles. Gives a little bit of a nah, not today. And that's going to be a big victory for not such a friendly ghost. Casper, oh my God.
Get out of Malak. You better get in that fraction, my man. That was disgusting. Get out of there. The peaks, the absolute third-party precision. Oh my goodness. Bow down. You're right. Bow down. The unfriendly ghost. That's enough for me, man. Casper, dude, you're disgusting. Get out of here.
Wow. Beautiful. I mean,
damn.
It was that high ground, right? I mean, he maintained the high ground for so long, and the aggression under pressure, OSK, the aggression under pressure, less than 20 HP. What are we watching? A legend.
Absolute legend. You know, it's not just positioning there. Again, you saw his pathing through the entire engagement. We didn't even switch off the camera here. Casper was on 14 HP at one point. He is down and almost out by one opponent. Just needs to land 2 noodles, and that is it. Or 1 frost. That's it. Does a great job laying out Alacrity. He does a great job of juking out these frost lances. His opponent literally missed so many shots. They said, okay, this is getting dangerous. Let me back off. Let me reset. Casper re-engages, lays down a freeze, and just snipes him out of existence. Gets that 25 health back and carries that momentum through the entire rest of the 3 exiles. You got to be kidding me, man. Kidding me.
Goodness, the cojones, the courage of going in. I mean, this man, like you said, less than 20 HP. He not only pushes an opponent that had 60 or more HP at least
3 times his health.
He goes into a house, like an enclosed area where you have even more potential for chaos and a third party coming in, and manages to secure that, get that scavenging, and it may be that talent that really pushed the gas pedal, because he knew you kill to heal, and that mentality can give you that gas to push forward, and that's exactly what he needed to do. Great. Brilliant play, Casper. Nice job.
Put on the gas and light it up, dude. He's burning down this competition here, dude. It's crazy. But it's enough for Frostborn Castle. We got more events coming up. This is not the end, all right? We got plenty of action coming up. Our next event, sorcery only. You got 1 round of this. So it's very, very simple. Just press Q or E or L1 and R1. That's it. You got runes. You got everything else. Loot up. Don't use your spells. If you use your spells, I'm gonna be very upset. You don't want to see me upset. All right, just use your boulders. Use your lightning strikes. Use your flame walls. I better not see a single shockwave.
Better not do it. You don't want to get him angry, guys. Believe
But
me.
I don't have sleeves today. All right.
That's because somebody made him angry earlier and the sleeves just popped off. It was crazy.
Pop off.
Speaking of popping off, I got to say one thing is a little bit different, OSK, from this sorcery only versus our last Olympics. And there happens to be a nice little a little bit of a potion that has come into the mix that might make this particular round a little bit more interesting. I'm ready to see 8, 9, 10, 11 boulders being thrown, lightning, sorceries all the way around. Who's going to be spending that time looking for those knowledge potions? Who's going to be spending that time trying to get their talents and everything built up? This is going to be very, very interesting to see what happens, especially with the addition of multiple sorcery charges coming on. Oh, man. Chaos. Man.
I want to know whether people are going to be picking either Stone Shaper or Conduit. I think those are the two that we're going to see it come out here, because Stone Shaper, you already get another charge of Boulder just for free. If you don't find a Knowledge Potion, it's all right. You got 2 charges. And you got a bigger area that stone can cover, and that's great. But Conduit, on the other hand, you don't get the extra sorcery, but do get 4 additional strikes from secondary strikes at the very, very late game. That's going to be a big investment if you want to bring that one out. But it can deny an area so well. Comes with a stun, and then you can just run stone in the off. That's going to be very, very important coming out here. So do you run Stone Shaper or do you run Conduit? That's the question, Timmy. What do we do?
Thinking about it, I think the answer is Conduit. I'm sorry that the skill, the kit there is so great. I do like the little bit of forgiveness of having the double sorcery on Stone Shaper. That's really, really nice. But I got to say, with the kit of Conduit, the sorcery is just so strong at the end game where you get the multiple strikes going on. I think it's the highest damaging sorcery in game when it's fully upgraded. But you also get, like the extra charges on your runes and stuff like that from just the kit of Conduit alone. So maybe, when I had the pleasure of teaching the academy class for Element, one thing that I really wanted to focus on for people is keeping your rune charge or keeping a skill available to get some movement in a time of distress, like a lightning sorcery or a boulder, is a very, very huge way to counter those huge damaging abilities. So, Conduit allowing you to possibly have more charges on your rune could be the answer to dodging boulders. And then you also have the flip side of a giant damaging sorcery. So I think Conduit's the choice, but we'll see.
Definitely. And thank you so much for that donation, Trago. $15 going straight to Extra Life. Thanks for the donation on charity. By the way, in case y'all don't know that you're just joining in, this is a charity stream going on here. 100% of your donations going to Extra Life today. And also, we do have a giveaway on the Nightshade skin. You can get up to 25 entries with $25, $1 per entry. Go ahead, enter to win this Nightshade skin. Give the kids some money. It's going to be a great time. But anyway, we're getting into this sorcery-only round. Now, here's the big challenge. Do you go to the outer parts, avoid all the players, so you can get all looted up, get your sorceries that you want? By the way, nice cinematic there. Avengers Assemble. Just get that nice little bit of glow going on. I just wanted to point that out. But anyway, what do you do here? Do you go directly into the action? Do you go on the outside and get your sorceries all sorted out? What is the play here?
I don't know. I mean, I think if you're going with something like Stone Shaper as your choice, dropping early into the heat, into the thick of things, and potentially getting tiles could really, really what was it? Trago donated what?
Yeah, Trago, you're the man. Thanks for that makeup of the $10 there. He's got 25 entries. That's $25, Trago. Thank you so much, man.
Great, that's awesome. Thank you so much. But I gotta say, hey, Mama Bears, shout out to Mama Bear in the chat. But yeah, I got to say that if you're going with Stone Shaper, maybe potentially getting down early and getting those early exiles could be a snowball effect. You could get some nice loot. You could start controlling an area. But if you're going with Lightning or something, maybe being on the outside and coming in could be a better idea to wait for that nice upgrade onto your sorcery. But it looks like Soft is going to be running Conduit and going right into that early engagement, and does take a little bit of damage, gets a little bit of punishment there for fighting this player early on, but closing a nice little lightning sorcery down. But there you go. That's exactly what I thought. It's going to be some boulders coming out early on, but does have a boulder, has a stone gauntlet on hand, so he's going to have both options when he needs it. But it looks like he's going dangerously low. A couple more boulders, and that's going to be the end of Soft. But let's see what he's going to be able to do with this Feather Fall.
This is the funniest part of this event, is that they literally have to wait so long for the cooldowns to come off. It's literally just throw your boulder, wait 10 seconds. Hopefully you don't get damaged in that meantime. But here's the stun coming out. Gonna stun himself. Oh man, big detriment there. Soth, you might have to peel off of this one here. That's another shot coming out. Gotta be careful of that boulder coming in. Gonna dodge that one just over the top. Thankfully, Soth is gonna get out with his life here. He needs to find a place to go ahead and heal up. This is a nice opportunity here. Now, if you do miss the sorcery, they literally just have to watch you heal up. That's the best part of this. It's literally just, ooh, the nice duck. Excellent job there. But that's going to be a little bit of lightning coming up. Thankfully, Soth can live another bit of stun here and just the free reset. You love to see it. You love to see it.
Very interesting. I think most of the time people are kind of like squinting and laughing a little bit when you see Feather fall here. But I think in this one, it might be actually a great play. However, the conduit sorcery is going to be difficult to get away from with Featherfall because of its column-based sorcery. But I do think it's going to be a really good way for you to get yourself in a position where you can land boulders and lightning sorceries of your own. And we see Soth continuously, like you said, when you run out of cooldowns, you kind of just sit there and watch each other heal up. And Soth is going to be able to continuously do that over and over. But now no HP potions on hand. It looks like that might be what he's looking for here, or just some loot in general. Maybe a belt would really come in really, really handy. But he's not been able to find anything, and it looks like he's going to be able to survive that fight and maybe loot up, and those players will go their separate ways and meet up again. Sleeper now going into some action, rocking the Fortitude. OSK Fortitude, what do you think about that choice?
Definitely going to save him at least one source of damage coming out. Fortitude actually becomes a very, very high value talent here, because yes, you can run scavenging. That is an option. But for the early game, going into the mid game, when there's not a whole lot of action going on, that Fortitude is going to have a lot of time to charge back up. It can block a stun, it can block a boulder, it can block anything. So you don't have that little bit of investment from the spell to completely remove a Fortitude. So, oh, nice one through the door there. Very, very nice weaving out there. And Sleeper, that's pretty good decision. You also have the Harmony, which is going to give a bit of damage reduction and CC immunity. Probably some of the best builds you're going to see out here.
Oh, really, really nice. Very, very sustain oriented. Try to keep safe. Try to, not get punished too hard for that first initial sorcery. We'll see if it's going to work out for him. Using that Shadow Step very, very nicely to close the gap, and now trying to get closer to his opponent. You see that Fortitude getting a little bit of value there, soaks up some damage there, but a boulder is going to connect and does take a little bit more. And oh man, you're going to see this a lot tonight, OSK. I think in these sorcery lobbies, people that are not necessarily used to using the conduit, the lightning sorcery that often, is going to be tagging themselves a lot, and that's the second player we've seen do it. Looks like Sleeper does get pushed in between two players here on the ridge of this mountain, does get tagged with a boulder from behind, goes down to about 20 HP or 20 armor or so, but does still have that full HP bar. And nice little lightning sorcery to tag this opponent way up in the sky. Boulder back-to-back sorcery is going to connect, and it looks like he does get answered back a little bit of his own, as Sleeper does get tagged with a boulder and sorcery on the low ground here. Going to be very difficult for him to get in a position where he can really, really punish this opponent. But look at them, they're healing, they're looking at each other, kind of just waiting it out. It looks like a boulder is going to come out and a lightning sorcery going to miss for his opponent, but Sleeper does have a couple of his own to throw out. Not going to be able to answer back either or connect anything. But now this is kind of the sorcery only dance happening here, where you kind of just jump around, try to hope that you can catch the other one sleeping a little bit, and then wait for your cooldowns to come back up. Definitely having the high ground is a good way to lay down the sorceries and get a nice little easy hit. But it looks like these players are kind of just having fun right here. I'm not sure what's going on, OSK.
Yeah, it's basically just early game engagement. It's not really going to get much out of it, I wouldn't think. Now, we are going to see Solar Bear get a quick little exile there. One of the few coming out. We do see Ilya picking up Bus Fire there. I do believe that's a bot, though, so we won't really look at that too much. But this is really just early on for the Sorcery event here, okay? The late game is what you're really playing for. The late game is going to be absolutely crazy. You see how hard it is for players to seal anything out right here, or to get any sort of meaningful damage going on. And they all have these resources. They all have this giant cooldown that they have to really just deal with. Essentially, it's not really going to be that valuable to go after these early fights, especially since if you already have your gauntlets, the rarity doesn't matter because sorceries do the same amount of damage and have the same cooldown. So as long as you get basically what you're looking for, then you can pretty much just wait until the late game, because doing this, it's not very risky. You're not really going to be getting anything meaningful out of it. You're just going to kind of be trading until you run out of resources. It's exactly what you're seeing with Sleeper here. He now is below 50 HP, and this might be an early outing from him.
I think I agree with you. The more that you're spending time with these early engagements, you might just want to consider the whole first part of the game a looting phase for you in this particular mini game, because you're spending so much time, you're spending so much resources, and it's taking so long on these early engagements. And by the time you get to the end of the game, you might not have any potions remaining. You might not have the talents that you wanted to be able to compete in that small circle. So you got to be really careful as figure out whether it's worth it for you or not. It's like Sleeper is really getting punished here by being around several players. Does get tagged with a boulder from behind. Lightning Sorcery pretty close, but it's not going to do the damage. But it does lay down a nice little Lightning Sorcery of his own as he sidesteps a boulder. Going to connect onto this aerialist as they kind of just decide, you know what, maybe it's not worth it. Maybe I'll give myself a loot phase. Oh, and that boulder barely missed that skin as they pushed away. Sleeper now getting that fortitude back. Does not have a single resource consumable to get back into this fight, LSK. Just like you were saying, they're going to be spending so much time and resources here. I'm not sure if it was worth it. Now he's got to go find some loot before this circle gets pushed in.
Yeah, whole different dynamic coming out too. Seeing the shadow step coming out initially, you might be a little bit cautious with how you approach, but it's just invisibility. There's no outbreak attached to it. Not really much in the way of damage that can come out of that. So it's literally just a repositioning tool. Don't really have to worry about it too much, especially if you're up against Toxicologist here. Now he does have a clear shot to go ahead and bring out the boulder here. His opponent is very low, so clear shot for this boulder. Let's see if he connects here. He's going to try to get this little bit of stun as well. If he can do that, he's going to be in a good place going forward. He's going to just barely get touched by the outside part of that area of effect there, but still doing a pretty good job of just keeping this a stalemate. Now again, late game, it's going to get crazy. If you think that there's not a lot of action right now, you just wait until we cram 20 plus people into the final circle, and there's boulders going everywhere along with this conduit and enhanced lightning strike. That's gonna be crazy. I'm waiting for it. Just gonna have to be a few minutes, but in the meantime, we got Darkbreakers out here. Already one exile. He's already got a head start here. Got the flight ready as well. That's gonna be another big tool. Get up above, you land your lightning strike, and then you just rain down with the boulder. And he's got Stone Shaper too, so it's gonna be boulders for days.
Oh yeah, I think Flight is going to be one of those. I was just thinking Flight's going to be really strong in the late game if he's able to get up above his opponents and just rain down destruction and stay out of everybody's mind, out of sight, out of mind type situation, just like this right here. But I was thinking to myself, a lot of these players are probably going to go for these quick movement runes like Spring Step, Shadow Step, Dash to be able to get out of these sorceries really quickly. And with Flight, you kind of have that wind up, that little bit of a little bit of delay before it pops off. So you're going to have an issue getting out of those sorceries quickly. However, I think later game, it really gains so much value, and Darkbreakers is going to be able to get a nice little above head perspective and stay out of the spotlight and really just do some good safe damage. So we'll see what happens. Love Dodo going to be tagged a couple of times by lightning and then right into the face of an opponent with a boulder. They'll lose most of their armor there. And it looks like Halcyon might be popping off right now. Featherfall rune being shown again. Very interesting. I don't know if that was a specific choice at this point in the game. It most likely was, but I do think Featherfall will get more value in this particular mini game than you'll see in a normal game of Spellbreak or some of the other games we got going on tonight. We'll see what happens here.
Yeah, for sure. I think you're 100% right going in. And as we see, it is to that point where it looks like Stone Shapers do get that extra little bit of sorcery charge. So Love Dodo going to see a nice little buff to his kit. And at the same time, now that we're at level 4, you're also going to see that secondary strike really show itself here. Not really going to be too useful until we get into the very closed in parts of the circle. Love Dodo might take a little bit of damage from the storm here. Going to get very close to doing so. Ooh. And that's a nice boulder coming out as well. That's 36 damage onto his opponent. Just needs to make it about 60 more, and he'll have a nice exile.
Ooh. And we see Featherfall, keeping him up on that high ground advantage. And he does kind of land, almost lands right next to another opponent, but we don't see any sorceries coming out. And we are starting to get now, finally, this circle is getting a little bit smaller. We see a lot of players condensed in this nice little area, but it's going to get even smaller and even more wild as we see Love Dodo dodging a boulder from a player that kind of just standing on top of this tower, not really doing much in the way of movement, just looking and picking their own little engagements where they can throw a boulder, where can they throw a lightning sorcery down and do a little bit of damage. And Dodo is going to be coming on the receiving end of that particular boulder, but throws down a last lightning sorcery of their own and pushes that player off of that tower. Woe Begone Wizard with an exile with a toxic. Is that a toxic sorcery on the Spangly one? Megaverse getting Sid Shamrock and Ilya kind of like jostling for position here. We see some players fighting out here in the middle of this field. You got to be careful fighting in a position like this. You're not going to have a lot of cover or structures to use for guard or to hide behind if you need it. So Ilya spotting these players fighting out kind of out in the open is really just a huge way. And is that Chronomancer on the rune?
I was about to say, about to point it out to you here. He's got 3 charges of Chronomaster, and he's got a Knowledge Potion there in the pocket. So be very, very aware with what Ilya is trying to do here. He's also got Finders Keepers here to find that extra little bit of knowledge here. Very, very smart choice here. Instead of the Scavenging, instead of the Fervor, get a little bit of extra power from your sorceries. Very, very nice. And yeah, that's 3 charges on Chronomaster, man. He's not going to die.
Ooh, if he's
not going to die.
If he plays this well and he gets to a position where he can just constantly chrono and rewind to a safe spot like this, this could be the big brain play that we've been waiting to see. I mean, Ilya, really a great player, always consistently pops off in these tournaments and competitive play. And I'm very excited to see that Chronomancer, see what happens.
I'll tell you what, though. Interesting in the kill feed here, we do see a Frost Exile from Woebegone Wizard.
Ooh.
Now, Flash Freeze doesn't damage you, so we'll have to see what exactly is the interaction going on there. Insomniac Panda, though, just going to get a little bit of updraft bug from Fortitude. I've been told that it is Fortitude that does prevent you from it is Fortitude that prevents you from getting any value out of updraft. Now, Woebegone Wizard going to still have another exile there on Toxic. I wonder if he's even part of this because you know, it's a little bit odd, but we'll see what plays out here. We got Insomniac Panda coming out here, just trying to fly around, rotate around, trying to get a better position onto this little bit of Lightning Strike. Unfortunately, going to pop his own Fortitude, and we'll see where it unfolds from here.
Oh yeah, and it does look like I think Woebegone Wizard is not part of our tournament here, so it's just going to be a big scary ad in this sorcery only. A lot of players are going to have to deal with.
Look at the flying wizards!
Oh, and that's going to be Woebegone going down to Woebegone, the only one that could have done it himself. Casper also getting taken out, and it looks like Megaverse is getting exiled. Is that a Shockwave or no? That's a boulder. That's a boulder onto generic, and Solar Bear taking out Roaming Gnome, and it is complete chaos, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Wizard.
Oh, the flying wizards. I love it. This is what I was waiting on. This is what I was waiting. This is the kind of gameplay you need to show in a Spellbreak trailer. Oh man, Kill gonna get just a little bit of action onto himself there, but the boulders are coming out, my man. Oh my! Look at this going on here. Gotta get a nice little flight coming on here. We got a nice little bit of sorcery cooldown getting off. And look at this, we got plenty of flying wizards, plenty of lightning striking for him, and that's going to be a big boulder coming out. Will it land? It will. Nice little bit of damage onto his opponent there. Chicken Burrito going to go down the zone, but not before he gets Insomniac Panda. Now we're going to get Kill flying straight back up, looking to land a nice little bit of this conduit action here. And that's another benefit of Conduit. You know, you get that extra little bit of room whenever you get the Lightning Strike Sorcery going on. Very, very nice build to go with. But Kill's going to just fly on back down. Going to get a nice little recharge on the Legendary Flight, by the way. And just going to keep soaring on up to the skies. Now we got Eureka. No exiles yet. Looking to change that, though. He's got Flash Freeze, and he's got that Secondary Strike off the cooldown, just ready to go. 5 seconds to go. A little bit of freeze coming out, and hopefully an exile to follow.
Nice. Flash Freeze doing a great job. Actually been able to catch an opponent and freeze them up. 12 players still remain with 15 just a second ago, and this is the smallest circle ever. Insane. Everybody going up, trying to dodge those lightning sorceries, trying to get perspective to rain down those boulders. And look how crazy it is. Darkbreaker's coming in and getting an exile on the Ilya. Megaverse going down to Solar Bear. Divine with an exile on the Kill as everybody just dwindles, pushed ever closer. There's almost nowhere to run, nowhere to hide except up. And it looks like Eureka's is able to survive for a long time. Just now losing that armor. The Fortitude earlier is definitely going to be able to survive for a little bit longer. Now drinking up there in this small circle. How did he just get a potion off? I don't know what's going on. Divine with an exile on the 5th night. Kunat Code goes out to themselves, and it's like lightning sorceries and boulders everywhere. Oh my, where can he go? Flight on the hands of
Deep out.
But he's out of the. Wait, is he in the safe zone still? He's
not
taking damage. He's just right in the safe zone. Oh my god. Beautiful movement here, OSK.
Oh, and that's going to be Eureka's with the win. Not a win yet. There's one exile here. I misread that just a little bit. Eureka's going to get just lightning down inside Isolius. We still have 2 people left. Who's it going to be? Who's going to last longest? It will be Isolius. Darkbreaker's going to go down to a boulder. Isolius with a nice win on our sorcery-only round. Great job, everyone involved. What a chaotic final circle lasting till the very end.
Wow.
Excellent stuff from everybody involved.
Oh my goodness, OSK. It came down to pretty much a sumo match at the end. It was players really just trying to push each other out of the storm. I saw we swapped over T-Foul and he was living on the edge, literally just right on the edge, not taking any damage, knowing exactly where he could be safely and throwing down some great boulders and damage onto the opponents that were remaining. But in the end, it's going to be Isolius that comes in, and it looks like he was out in the storm. And if that tick would have went off, he most likely would have been exiled, but managed to jump back into the safe zone right as Darkbreakers gets tagged by the storm himself, goes out, and really just it came down to positioning, surviving, and just dodging the nasty chaos that was coming through in this sorcery only round of Olympics. Oh my gosh, so much fun.
Man, what a chaotic final circle it was. Just so many area of effects coming out. You had the conduit that you could see in the end there that Eureka having doing a great job of just avoiding the outer circle of that lightning strike sorcery. Man, it's got to be like you have to be laser focused in that moment to not only keep track of all the players around you, but also just the AoE that you have to dodge out there. Didn't quite work out for him in terms of placement, but man, it's just one of those things that you got to be careful of. And he's doing a great job of avoiding it. So as we go forward here, we got just a few more things to get on to. We're finally on to Noodle Arena. Got 2 rounds of this. It's going to be a great time. And it looks like we'll have a nice little description coming up here. You got 2 rounds. Everyone fighting with Noodle only. You must land inside the Arena of Elders, the only possible place we could have a Noodle Arena. You imagine this is going to be a light show.
Oh yeah, this is going to be one of my favorite games. It comes down to pure skill. There's nothing else that's going to be really coming into play other than your movement, your ability to hit those shots, and your ability to work within the chaos that is Spellbreak. It's got to be one of the oldest running kind of mini games that's been floating around in the community for a while. But seeing it put on by Element and seeing all of these competitive players come through and just these large numbers is just such an exciting thing to see go down. And I got to say, Noodle Arena, you get a little bit of tricky players coming through in the Arena of Elders. There's a few spots that players really like to fight over because they give you this nice little cover, this nice little line of sight peeking advantage. So it's a really, really small area. We're going to have a lot of players, but there's going to be a little bit of strategy coming in, but it's going to come down to skill and movement. And it's just going to be more fun. More of the fun of the Olympics has been all day for me. I'm excited.
And I'm excited as well. We're probably going to see a whole lot of focus mana. Probably going to see a whole lot of scavenging, whole lot of recovery. You know what's coming up. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic time. You're going to see a whole bunch of lights. Have you ever been to a rave, Timmy? It's exactly what you're going to see here. It's a rave full of purple noodles. You're going to have your glow sticks. You're going to dance to the beat of these tons of exiles. It's going to be a fun time. It'll be even more fun if, just like the last round we had Woebegone Wizard, let's see if a random pops in and just finds out what exactly is going on. That's going to be a nice one. Let's see how that happens.
That's going to be really exciting. I'm wondering if we're going to get any more of the Vital Stone. I've seen a few Vital Stones coming through in these last few rounds. I'm not sure if it's an actual viable strategy. I mean, potentially, if you could get away, maybe, but it might be a little bit of meme, a little bit of trolling coming out. Either way, I gotta love to see the Vital Stone, Phoenix rising from the ashes. As the OG player from the Alpha days, I think it used to be called Phoenix, and it was on the Pyromancer.
Yeah, Phoenix Rebirth. Yeah,
and it always makes me a little bit of nostalgia coming back when I see that coming through. But it's always a good time. We'll see what these players come through and come up with for their talents here.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like we have our lobby already figured out here. We got the number all down. We're going to be getting in here very, very shortly. And yeah, it's going to be a very, very fun time. No sorceries this time, no spells, just your hand with the arcane that's coming out here. Speaking of that, coming up here in patch 1.3, chapter 1, everyone's been speculating. You see the reveal trailer come out yesterday, Cypher PK stream. Man, What is in that chest? Is it going to be a new class? It's going to be a new gauntlet? Who knows?
Yeah.
I think it's Blink, but that's a joke. So
no, come on.
We'll have to see.
Please, no.
Imagine Blink comes out of that chest, man. Imagine.
I'm so excited. I can't wait. I know for sure that there's been talks of the developers working on a new class, new gauntlet. They already said it's in the work.
Confirmed at this point. Yeah.
And they already said it was going to be something that's already in the game. So, you guys let your mind go wild, let your imagination run.
Noodle.
Class. A lot of people want that arcane.
Give me Noodle class right now. Give me it. Give me noodle class.
I think there's a lot of opportunities for some really cool additions to the game, and I think, man, when I'm a solo player, I play a lot of solos. I don't get a lot of coordination and a lot of squad play. But when I see these players do it, it makes me very wake up to the idea of Spellbreak can have, team comps. You can have players that have different jobs on the team, and it actually works really well. It's not just something that you can kind of do and it kind of works. It works really well. So I think that Proletariat's going to take that idea, they're going to run with it, and they're going to make more defined classes that can fill roles that are not necessarily filled properly right now. Something like maybe a more support role, that's support in the class skill and not necessarily support from your talent build. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I'm excited.
They had something like that very back in the day with the scout class. They kind of morphed that to the foresight talent. So definitely something to be looked forward to. Look, speaking of that cover you're talking about earlier, though, it's like Kill has found it all out here.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at the hands coming out. That's one thing I hope they never change. I better see that hand there forever until time immemorial. Do we have Kill just coming out here, rocking Stone Shaper for that extra little bit of shield. So very, very nicely done. Very, very nice. Well thought out. And look at this talent build. Exactly what I told you. We got focus mana, scavenging. We got recovery. And just one more target to go. That's going to be Love Dodo going down. And look at the light show coming out. Everybody's showing up here. We got Soft. We got Dark Breakers. We got Soft again. We got Megaverse. Just all the action coming out. All the purple. Let's go. I want to see some more purple. Kill doing a great job. Look at all this cover. He literally has full shield, full health. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, he dropped down in that spot early on, and like I said, I told you guys there were places here that people were going to fight for and fight over. Unfortunately, nobody fought for this area whatsoever. Kill was able to just drop down, not only have cover from damage, but completely take no spotlight on him. Nobody was even thinking about him. He was just doing damage from the outside, and now goes into this final fight with full armor, full HP, and an opponent that's very low. But I got to say, I am already impressed with this opponent. I think that might be Megaverse. That is Megaverse. The Kill takes the dub. Megaverse answering back really, really well there. Going into that fight at a disadvantage, but Kill dropping in that area. Everybody let it happen, and he just completely took advantage. 6 exiles. And the Stone Shaper class for that armor, OSK.
For sure, man. That was quick. That was easy. The first one we ever did took a lot longer, but Kill's just out here like, you know what, it's gonna be making like clockwork here, it's gonna be like the assembly line. I'll do my job, you just keep on coming. We'll go ahead and hammer out this one, we'll hammer out this one, we'll hammer out this one. 5 exiles in about 5 seconds. That's all you get. Kill's just out here farming. That's about it.
I told him. I tried to mention you guys. There are spots, and that is not the only one. Players. There's more spots in the Arena of Elders that are prime positions for you to be able to win. And it's not only for the cover of taking damage, being out of everybody's mind, not having people watch you and look at you as potential a target is huge. Whenever you have everybody throwing noodles around in chaos, if you don't have somebody looking at you, you're going to be able to just do what we saw Kill do, one by one. Boom, boom, boom. I got you. And he didn't even have to heal. There was nothing like until that last engagement. He didn't have to do anything. Just really, really good play coming out, man.
Yeah, just find a nice little broken part of the tower. Take it for yourself. Don't let anyone in. That's about it. Unless you have like 2 or 3 people going after you, you're probably not gonna take any damage. Those people hanging out towards the middle, find yourself a nice little home. Find your roof over your head, and don't leave your house. Be a gamer. Be just like us. That's all you gotta do. But anyway. Going in round number 2, it'll be interesting to see who is going to take advantage of just exactly what Kill did. If there will be a more contested sort of system going out here. We saw that T-Fel try to hide behind the chest, found out that not exactly the best place to hide. So maybe take over a little bit of broken part of the tower. Maybe grab a friend as well. Maybe say, hey, there's one guy hiding in the tower here. If you don't kill him, it's going to just wipe the whole lobby. Might as well just help me out here. We'll have to see.
I think that's probably going to be what happens now that they're aware that you can do that, and Kill just completely wiped up that round. There's definitely going to be priority targets when you see people try to take over those areas. And I think there's going to be a collaborative effort to prevent that from one player just getting so much power. But you know what, OSK, you know what, players, I'm going to ask, I want to see, here's what I want to see. I'm impressed with the movement, the positioning, but who's going to drop down in the middle and take the dub? Who's going to drop down and take it all without hiding or getting any kind of cover or anything like that? That's my challenge to y'all. I don't know if it's possible. with these monsters. But let's see who's going to do it. Who's going to step up?
I'll tell you what, T-Foul tried to do it. Megaverse tried to do it. Two of the best players that we've seen play Spellbreak. If they can't do it, man, I don't know if anyone can. But I'm open, like I always say, I'm open to be proven wrong. So get out there, drop the middle, and tell me just how good it feels to fight Kill when he has cover. All right? That's all I'm going to say about that. Speaking of which, you can go ahead. If you are trying to keep track of the scores here, we do have a nice little command for you. Exclamation scores. We'll go ahead and get you those updated scores as we follow along. You get the same amount of info that we, the casters up here, get. So go ahead, get the nice little spreadsheet going on. It looks good. It's well put together, and it's got all the information you need. Hit exclamation scores if you need an update. But anyway, speaking about this real quick, this entire event wouldn't be possible without you guys. And if you would help, we are putting on a nice little charity event. If you see right up here, got Extra Life going on. The goal is $600. Still got a long ways to go, though. Apparently 10 hours to go. So if you'd like at any point to give a nice little donation, 100% of that is going to Extra Life. I don't get any of it. Element doesn't get any of it. It's all going to Extra Life. Help out the kids right here. And speaking of that, if we do want to pull up our beautiful little outfit we're giving out here, got a nice little nightshade action going on. $1 equals 1 entry, a maximum of 25. Go ahead, get yourself a nice little chance to win this handsome man, and we'll get back over to the action here pretty shortly.
Oh, yeah, definitely an awesome way to help out a great charity, a great cause. Potentially get yourself a nice little bit of looking nice in the HoloLens. And also a big shout out to all the players coming through and giving us the entertainment that we're all here for. I love it so much. And good luck to whoever wins this tournament. You are going to get that nice coveted role in the Discord of Olympic champion. You get to flex on everybody. Yeah, I won the Olympics, man. What's up? That's what it's all about. So we'll see who's going to come through and get this dub. T-Foul looking really, really good. But I got to say, a lot of players that I'm not necessarily super familiar with coming up, stepping up, and doing really, really great things.
Hold on now. Hold on. I got to verify this real quick because I think we're seeing something unfold here. Let me see if we get out in the noodle arena, make sure everything's all figured out here. Yeah. If you want to type in exclamation scores, I'm looking at a literal 1 point difference between T-Foul and Darkbreakers. First and second, it's 225 points to 224. This is going to be a very close contest. We literally have one more round of noodle only, and then we have an encore round, and that's it. That's what's going to decide this whole thing. So will Darkbreakers overtake T-Foul for the first place finish? T-Foul started out really strong. Darkbreakers proving himself strong as well, really bringing it up the rear. So who will it be? Will it be T-Foul? Will it be Darkbreakers? Will it be someone else entirely? You got to watch and stay tuned. We'll have to see. But Noodle Arena going to be started up here very, very shortly. We do have the lobby all figured out. Just going to be dropping in, getting everyone in the same place, and then we'll be showing you a little bit of noodle action.
A little bit of noodle action. That's right, baby. I'm so excited to see. And 2 more rounds to go with such a close race. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. And even our third place contestant, Solar Bear, there is not too far behind. So these rounds, when you come through, it's such a crazy, chaotic, random thing sometimes. If you play smart and level-headed, you could get that edge and take home the dub. But we're going to jump in down round 2 of Noodle Arena, and we're getting ready to start this up. And it is going on already as we see Roaming Gnome, not necessarily hiding, but in a good spot, finds a player chasing him down in the form of this cartographer here. Able to hit a lot of noodles, but a lot of noodles being rained back on the Roaming Gnome, now going down to less than 40 HP. And there's another one and another one, only a couple of shots away from out of this lobby, and that's going to be Megaverse securing that exile on the Roaming Gnome. Solar Bear getting one on the Spangling one. Casper taking out Sid, and Bottom Trap taking out Sleeper. Megaverse coming through again and just throwing down the love. Elisa going down. Dory with Robo Pizza, Casper Kill, and T-Foul. Oh, and there's another one. Megaverse has got 3, OSK. What's going on?
Yeah, Megaverse got 3, but another important part is that T-Foul actually, that's Kill going down, so he's not going to win this one. But T-Foul took out Darkbreakers. So this might just be the ceiling moment of time where T-Foul breaks ahead, but Megaverse going to put a rain on his parade very, very early on. Megaverse ruining the day here. And now looking to ruin this one. Bottom frag going to be taken out. That's 6 exiles already. Megaverse having to say, hey, all of you teaming up on me. Get away, man. That's another one. Going to go down as well. Is this another one? Are we going to see another one? It will. Megaverse sees Solar Bear. That's 8 exiles, baby. And now we got one more to go. Oh, Casper, or Eureka's rather, going to take Casper out right there. Megaverse has an uphill battle to go here. Going to have to go ahead and dip around here. And look at this. He's got the crate. He's got the cover. He only gets hit if he wants to get hit. And now Megaverse just trading back and forth and back and forth. Eureka, Megaverse, who will come out on top? It's just back and forth, Timmy. One more, 2 more. Let's get 3. Let's get 4. Let's get more. There's a little bit of crouch cancel, a little bit of confidence coming out. Megaverse using the focus mana, though, making up a bit of ground.
There it is.
Megaverse taking him out. 9 exiles. That's going to be the end of the event, ladies and gentlemen. Megaverse with 9 exiles. What a day. What an absolute.
And
what
I think that was a challenge accepted. Did he hide? Up until the very end, he only looked for some cover. He was out in the open.
He was in the middle. Just like you said.
Respect. You did it. You came through. Oh my gosh. The scavenging, the stone shaper. Oh, he had every tool he needed.
Everything. Absolutely everything. Rocking the focus mana. Man, 2 extra damage on that noodle. That's like 20%. That's huge. Absolutely huge. And doesn't even need the cover. He's saying, you know what? The scavenging is going to work well for me. I'm just going to hit somebody. If you're hitting me, you're going to see my health just increase by 25. You're going to have to hit me twice. Because, man, what a performance out from Megaverse. Great stuff. Now you're going to see the scores update here. We do have an encore round. I believe the players are voting on right now. So we'll get that little bit of knowledge out here for you. So as soon as we get a word on our encore round, we'll go ahead and get that your way. But man, type in exclamation scores and see what exactly we got. Now we have a bit of a screenshot coming up here. What will it be for the final round? Looks like based on our reactions here, we have the most votes in for sorcery only. It's being updated as we speak. And man, it's almost a 10-point lead on sorcery only. You're about to see a lot of chaotic action come in. So who did well in sorcery only? Let's bring up the score sheet. Let's hit that exclamation scores, see where we're at. Sorcery only. Who took that one to go? Looks like in terms of score, Solar Bear did the best job out of all this. So definitely an opportunity for him to come out. Looking at our score movers here, looks like T-Foul actually overtook the Darkbreakers, and Megaverse actually did better than both of them. So this is going to be a very, very tough round. This is going to be a very, very tight race between our players here. Actually, it looks like Solar Bear just is in 3rd place as well as of right now. We're still updating it, but it's going to be a very, very tight race. I mean, this is anyone's game. It's anyone's tournament coming in.
Yep. And I think, the players have spoken. We didn't get enough sorceries only. We didn't get to see enough of that chaos and that wild fun that's offered there. And I think it's going to be one of those modes that anybody could win. Anybody could win at this point. So all of the only the players that are at the top might not come out on top on this round because it's so random. So it's going to be sorcery only is going to be our last encore game for sure. OSK, and I'm really interested to see who's going to come out on top here. Don't know what to expect. Who's going to be the front runner?
Thinking back to that first little sorcery only thing, we had a bit of a random player, a little bit of an ad, actually take out Solar Bear very early on, and Solar Bear actually still won the round based on his damage and exiles. So if everything goes well, Solar Bear has a big opportunity to take this out from behind. It's a big possibility that might happen. So keep an eye out for that. But just as well, T-Foul, Darkbreakers, Megaverse all did very well that round as well. So it's really anyone's game. Anyone's game.
Yep. And I think like the scores are so close for the top players right now that it really, really is anyone's game. But I gotta rewind. I gotta go back. I gotta step back. We gotta go talk about the Noodle Arena just one more time because Megaverse, did he get 9 exiles in that round?
Yes.
He was one away from double-digit exiles in the Noodle Arena. And this was not the Noodle Arena with randoms, like pub random. This was competitive players coming in to win that round, and he still did it. I got to say, not enough props to be given. Oh, Megaverse, you did it. You did it. Congratulations. Big shout out. Big fan. Want your autograph.
That's the big takeaway here. Timmy wants Megaverse's autograph. Make it happen, Megaverse. Make it happen. You heard it here first. Let's get Timmy an autograph.
Yeah. Gotta
Man,
sign my hat for me.
Noodle Arena was absolutely crazy.
Mm.
Because you had Kill playing the strategic route, you know, saying, "Hey, I have this little piece of cover. I'm gonna take that to victory." And then you had Megaverse just growing out a giant crimson chin and saying, "I'm actually the Chad player of this, and you're not gonna stop me. I'm gonna walk around my little noodle, pop, and that's gonna be it. That's
Yeah,
it.
it was
Tail
nuts. It was
tape."
nuts. I mean, the aggression was there. He didn't have to hide, and it was because of scavenging. He was healing to kill, just like we saw with Roaming Gnome. You get that scavenging, you get that heal back, you get that adrenaline pumping, and all you want to do is push that initiative and make sure you continuously get that heal off and that damage output going. I love it, love it, love it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then one more time, guys, if this is your first time coming in, first of all, you're late. Second, we are doing a little bit of a charity event coming out here. So all of your donations today going straight to Extra Life here. As you can see, we got 10 hours to go. I don't believe that's right, but 10 hours. Go ahead and get a little donation out. And while you're doing that, you'll also be entering to win this beautiful little outfit right here. It's going to be Nightshade. And look at all this. Look at this. I've been referring to this, okay, for the past few weeks as the gaming chair of all skins. All right, gaming chair of outfits. Look at this, man. You got wrist guards, you got kneecaps,
Ooh.
you got pauldrons, you got that red and black aesthetic, and you got a little bit of war paint. Put the fear into your opponents, man. Do you know what players feel whenever they see this war paint coming at them? They see this absolutely decked out chat of a player just approaching their position. They absolutely go crazy. So go ahead, enter to win. Go ahead and get this Nightshade skin and get out there, scale all of your opponents, and dominate the competition. All right, that's all I got to say.
Do it.
25 entries for $25.
Look cool for a good cause. That's all it is. That's what it's all about. Get involved. Have fun. Okay, I am so sorry. I'm going to have to run to the restroom really quick. I apologize. I'll be back in less than 30 seconds. I love you guys. Get hyped. I'm so sorry.
All right. While we're doing that, get on over exclamation scores to go ahead and see where we're at here. I'm going to try to give you a nice little breakdown of what we got going on. So going into the scores here, it looks like we had a bit of an adjustment here. Looks like T-Foul actually fell behind 3 points. So clearly in first place based off of that score coming in. As of what we have right now with up to Noodle Arena Part 2, looks like Darkbreakers actually does have the lead here. 224 points going towards Darkbreakers, 222 are T-Foul, 215 for Solar Bear, and everyone behind them just very, very close by. So just keep an eye on that as we go ahead and go forward. Looks like we have a little, oh my, it's a lot of 25s coming out. We got Strofa over here, just nice and warmed up, getting a little bit of action going in, and man, oh my God, is that wolf's blood that I'm watching with everyone howling? What is all this? Jeez. How many frames do you have going on? If I can get word from production how many frames are being shown on Steam right now, it can't be more than 30. It can't be. I'm looking at all this. Oh my goodness, you guys have like 3090s or something. Get the next gen 4080s. Jeez.
What was this that I come back to? Another lobby of nonsense.
Another lobby of nonsense. That's a good way to put it, Timmy. Another lobby of nonsense. As we go in and get the sorcery only. Everyone's dropping in a flash of light. Strofo's going to drop off really early. Nice little trick, by the way, if you want to spectate early. Just dive off the south end, just south of Timber End, and there you go. You're on out. Bye-bye to your gauntlet, and hello to all the action. We're going to get off to this little observer coming in, and everybody's just going to be sorcery only, no spells except for Tarzan because he is not a part of this competition. So other player will have to go ahead and fly away.
And hopefully dodge those slaps that will deal with you very, very early on. And I got to say, last time I wasn't really expecting it, but it was kind of like it was very much of a lull during the beginning of the game, or early on the engagings, like you pointed out, wasn't necessarily the smartest thing to do. And then all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, bam, the action hit and it was turned all the way up to 11. So I'm excited to see what happens. We might have a little bit of engagements going on here early on, but I do think in this particular game, you're going to be finding that wasting those resources and that time is not necessarily the right way to play. But we'll see what happens as we have 37 players remaining. Megaverse is going to get an exile onto Star Max early on. And that those early exiles might not necessarily be what you're looking for, but if you can make it happen, it's going to give you the option for some more loot and the chance to snowball and grow a little bit faster.
Yeah, looks like actually Love Dodo picked up a little bit of a knowledge potion, as you did have 3 charges of this shadow step. So having to back off now. Actually, no, that's incorrect. He has Runic Fluency and Conduit, so the Overload skill coming in. So no Knowledge Potion yet. I was gonna say it would have been a little waste, but never mind. I am wrong. So love Dodo, doing a great job here. Got a lot of cooldown to work through though. The Legendary Stone's not really gonna matter, as he will just have to hit these boulders here. Gonna get a nice connection under his opponent here. Looking for the Conduit, looking for the Lightning Strike.
Ooh.
Nice one right there. But in all circumstances right here, you really want to wait until the late game to really unload. For right now, it's not really a whole lot of damage you can do. It's just like last time we saw it here. It's going to be a very slow early game, except if your name's Megaverse, apparently, because he's already got 2 exiles.
Yep, popping off already, using sorcery only. It feels like it doesn't matter what he's doing. He's always just going to come through and show up and do some big things. But now find Love Dodo right on top of this opponent as they drink up, waiting for that sorcery to cool down to come back up. And, using this Shadow Step really, really nicely. Has that Runic Fluency, like you pointed out. Lightning Conduit class is going to be able to give more and more charges. Really going to allow for that quick movement to get away from any kind of sorcery engages early on. But maybe seeing that rune get swapped out there toward the end, where maybe getting up in the sky is a little bit more important. And I'm going to shout out to Street Face for coming through with that big $5 donation. Thank you so much. The charity Extra Life is definitely going to appreciate that support. Thank you so much. And let's get back into this action here.
So, as we're seeing so far, looks like Love Dodo playing with his food a little bit. He actually dropped that giant shield potion for his opponent, but obviously not going to be picked up. A little bit of a bait going on. So we'll have to see what exactly is going on here. Now that we have a nice little boulder coming out, we have 3 more seconds until that lightning strike's going to come down. Nice little victory coming out, and unfortunately, just not going to be able to land that lightning very, very shortly. A little bit of a bait coming out from his opponent, and now we got 5 seconds until that boulder's back up. Will it be enough to seal out the exile? That is the question. You're going to get a little bit of action coming in. Love Dodo might have just ran into a third party trying to look for his opponent, and nowhere to be found.
Yeah, it looks like he's not going to be able to secure that exile, but not really feeling too dangerous right now. Not a lot of danger coming through. Not really scared. Going to be able to drink up this nice little armor shard and get reset and kind of make his way back into the looting phase and push into this safe zone. Does spot a Shadow Step user come out right in front of him. It's going to be that Ghost Girl skin. Looks like he's actually going to go in, use a Shadow Step of his own to try to go ahead and secure this exile. I'm not sure if it's worth his time here. After both sorceries are on cooldown, we see the Shadow Step coming out to not push too far. But I think that just stepping away from this and getting back into the looting phase and getting set for this final confrontation might be the best bet. And that's going to be Dark Breakers that he was pushing on there. So I think both players are definitely going to wait, hold off a little bit, breathe, and get themselves set up for this last little engagement. But not so much the same for Isolius coming through and taking out Nicholas. I got to say, a lot of action going on in the kill feed early on in this round, and I'm very surprised to see it happen. Megaverse with his third, as we see a beautiful dash, almost floats into a nice lightning sorcery that just connects for Lisa going out of the game. Now going to go ahead and drink up that scroll, but does get punished for it for a little bit from a hollow, throwing out a boulder. Gets tagged with a little bit of damage. Armor going to go down, but not really worried about it. Has that dash, has that runic fluency, going to be able to get away from this opponent. Really, really easy. Reposition, get ahead of the storm, and potentially maybe guard this perimeter a little bit, or maybe just wrap around and get some better loot.
Man, he's playing with fire over here. You see that he's using the bedrock cancel into dash. If that spell comes out, that might be a little bit of disruption of the rules, but we'll have to see. But so far, making it to where it's actually not coming out. He's a master of doing this. So very, very nice movement coming out from Megaverse. We'll have to see where he ends up as far as the circle goes, though. Got plenty of time to land all these boulders, and that next little zone is going to give him accretion, I believe. So we'll see how he's going to use that advantage out coming forward. And there we go. Everybody's rotating out towards the avant-garde area. Got plenty of room on Sawtooth. It's going to be a very, very nice time for Megaverse.
Yeah, it's looking really good. I don't think I've seen T-Foul in the kill feed yet, but I have noticed Dark Breakers with at least one exile to their name, maybe 2, but I think at least 1. So we're going to see exactly what happens here at the end of this tournament. And right now, Megaverse is doing really, really well. Gets right to the face, throws down a nice boulder, but I think Mancer is going to bring that guy back to life, or back to where they were at least. Has fortitude, going to be very, very sustainable right here. And I don't know if Megaverse really wants to get involved with this fight. I don't know if it's worth his time. Going to use that double dash and some nice little momentum carry to get a nice little bit of distance in between his opponent and himself. So not feeling really scared, but making sure he keeps a track, making sure that he doesn't get dropped in on by surprise, but really just looking like he might want to just find some more loot, get the rest of those scrolls educated all the way up, and get prepared for this final fight. It's going to be interesting to see, like I said earlier, if they drop these quick short range movement runes for the longer, the more vertical feather fall or flight later on. But Megaverse is really putting on a great show and really making use of this dash. I mean, this dash.
Yeah. Not really sorcery related, but I just want to point out that Megaverse has done 6 Bedrock dashes in a row without ever making a mistake. So I thought that was cool. This man is absolutely mechanically in tune. Look at this. He even does it off the pillar. This dude's showing off. And now he's got a little bit of opportunity here to land this lightning sorcery. Going to save it for now. Saying I don't really have a clear shot. I'm going to save it for when I do. The boulder is coming off cooldown here in 2 seconds. And here we go. There's the stun. The boulder might be coming out here very shortly. Going to waste that little bit of window on the stun, though. Here comes the boulder. Not going to land anything there. Just going to sit and, contemplate his decisions.
So patient, so methodical. It's like they can just see what's going on, so slowly they can figure out exactly what the best move is. But, a little bit too soon as Megaverse point blank shocks himself and then gets smacked in the face with a boulder, gets tagged by his opponent's lightning, now using that dash to get off of this platform a little bit. I'm not sure what was going on. A little bit of the noise in my head going on with that little bit of whackness. But it looks like he's going to be able to reset, get back to the high ground, and get some armor drunk up. Throws down a nice little lightning sorcery that's going to eat up the fortitude. And now putting the chase on a little bit of this wolf skin, but sees a third party coming from behind. Nice little toxic cloud coming out. Not going to do any damage, but just enough for Megaverse to keep track and say, you know what, maybe I should make a note. There's a player behind me. Chronomancer coming out right in front of Megaverse, and this shows you exactly why you shouldn't do that. When your opponent knows right where you're going to be rewinding back to, they can sit there, they can wait it out, and they can throw that lightning sorcery, those boulders, and they can really just punish you when you come back from traveling in time. Megaverse on the high ground here, going to be really good if he was able to throw those shockwaves, but still in a really good position to put those boulders down. That lightning sorcery dodges another lightning sorcery. Really beautiful movement with that dash and nice placement with the lightning sorcery and the boulders. Megaverse, one of the best aim players with the sorceries that I've ever seen, and you can see it right here just shining so well as he just completely dominates this player and dances around any potential damage coming his way.
Yeah, but important to note there, at that last boulder he threw, he actually threw it about a half second before his second boulder charge would have recharged. So a little bit less DPS there. Might have actually helped him out in this fight here. But interesting, I don't know if the lightning strike actually broke apart that boulder, but might want to put that in the memory banks for later. Those of you who are watching and want a little bit of extra knowledge, maybe test that out in the practice tool. But in any case, Megaverse doing a great job of just keeping the pressure up here. Has a lightning strike sorcery off a cooldown already, ready to drop it down on any unsuspecting opponent. The Chronomaster's coming out, and Megaverse saying, no health, no problem. We'll just go ahead and shock you on down. Got a boulder off the cooldown. Going to save it, though, for when I can double boulder you. Chronomaster coming out again, and just waiting for the proper opportunity. That's one boulder coming in, looking for number 2. That's going to be number 2 right here, and then we're going to have a little bit of lightning strike coming out. There we go. And now it's just going to be 1 or 2 more boulders. His opponent doing a fantastic job of keeping the health up. The fortitude going to save him from any immediate danger. But now we have everyone converging on this area right here. We got 21 players in total. Going to all be crammed in to the smaller circle, and it's going to be a fantastic time for Megaverse with all those boulders. Unfortunately, his skill is going to be stolen, but he does still have a life of his own.
And that's something to speak of, especially when you can make it to these final circles and potentially pop off. But there's another good point right there while engaging early in the mini game. Nightshade looking real good on Solar Bear. That's what you guys are donating. Well, not donating for, but do have a chance to win if you are donating to help out that charity, Extra Life charity. It looks really nice. I got to say, I love the skin colors, or the colors on the cloak, the black and red looks really nice together. But Megaverse showing you exactly why it might not be a great idea to engage early on. You're really just going to be kind of putting yourself in a position where it's got a really long time to kill. Other players can come in and scoop it up. Fortitude coming back and health potions being used. It's just going to be different to secure, but not for Solar Bear, as that TP that he is known for using comes in really clutch there as he closes the gap instantly, throws down a nice little boulder to scoop up that X out, and then TP's right back out of that action to stay nice and safe. Looks like he's going to spot a Chronomancer user coming out right in the open field here. Does get tagged with a little bit of lightning sorcery, but has enough health and armor to not feel too threatened. Hops back up to the ridge of this little mountain, throws out a nice boulder, does connect. Not going to be enough to secure an exile, but does push his opponent out into the clutches of 2 other players up on the hill. In a position where he can kind of keep a track of these fights, but not really in a position where there's a lot of cover.
Where's Casper? Is Casper doing street strats right now?
Tree?
He's in the tree. He's in the tree right now. What?
I'm a tree.
Touched out. Everybody, go try it on this tree right now. Go in a pine tree and get in it. I am so happy tree strats are back. I had no idea. This is amazing. This is the highlight of the entire event. Casper has brought back tree strats. Let's go.
Big brain. Let's go. And here we go. Here he's going to go right into some action as he lays down a nice little lightning sorcery, followed up by a boater that does connect. Solar Bear popping off right now in the kill feed. Roaming Gnome going down now, and that's going to be 3 out of the 5 players belong to the name of Solar Bear in that kill feed, doing really well. But now they're getting very close now, very, very close. Small circle, going to be even smaller in just a second. And 19 gamers still alive right now, OSK. It's about to be crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy for Solar Bear. Let me tell you, I mean, I'm not a scientist. Well, technically I am, but I'm not a scientist, okay? But Solar Bear is running the Nightshade skin, you know? It's the same skin we're giving out today. Maybe. I'm just saying, he's doing pretty well with the Nightshade skin. It might be a little bit of that Nightshade carrying him a little bit. So go ahead, hit the donation button, get you 25 entries with that $25, and get yourself in the giveaway. You're seeing all the success that Solar Bear's doing because of that Nightshade skin. You better make it count for you, all right? This is your chance to get one. Don't waste it. In the meantime, we got T Dark B just looking to land a little bit of boulder and doing just that. He's doing a great job. Gonna go ahead and track the teleport here. Got one more chance to really land something big on there. Soth gonna get bottom frag. Sid Shamrock gonna get Royal Boy Glow. And it's gonna be 15 enemies for Darkbreakers just landing on up here. We got the final circle. It's all closing in, and this is going to be a bloodbath. Darkbreakers doing a great job of landing those meteors. Woe be gone, wizard! Thank you for the donation to Extra Life. My goodness, this man's got some extra cash.
Go. Well, be gone. Thank you so much. Big mic drop. I like it. And speaking of mic drops, there's a boulder drop. Darkbreaker's really, really popping off. Shows that flat rune once again. Saw it in the last sorcery only round. Going to be a really great rune to get you above opponents. What am I watching? Really great rune to get above opponents and throw down some nice sorceries, and definitely with that runic fluency and runic fluency is going to give multiple charges there, and just to give him that ability to stay up in the air and get that nice perspective down onto his enemies. But you got to be careful. Lightning sorceries do happen in a column, and no matter how high you are up, you're going to get tagged, and that's what just happened. Player number 9 goes down to Darkbreaker. And we see Ilya taking out Chicken Burrito and Isolius taking out SN Divine. 12 players remain as Darkbreakers tries to find a little bit of cover. Uses this nice little pine tree, try to dodge a boulder. Does get tagged with lightning sorcery. Walks right between 2 crazy sorceries coming through, lightning and stone, going right back up as he gets these charges back on the flight. He has another one in the pocket if he needs it, but it seems like every time he goes up, he gets met with some lightning sorcery, just continuously, slowly getting dwindled down. Now looking for a little bit of sanctuary, a little bit of cover, time to breathe, a little bit of distraction. Does get one of those HP shards off, but not going to be a lot of health coming back, but just enough to survive a little bit more damage coming out. Griffin not taking out Insomniac, Panda, and 11 players remain as it looked like they are all dwindled down to no armor and very little health remaining. OSK, this is exciting.
Man, what I'm really trying to keep track of right here is where is Solar Bear, where is T-Foul, where's Megaverse? Those are the 3 names I really want to keep track of here as they are ahead in the standings so far. That's Solar Bear actually going down to Soth though, so this might be a big shift coming out here in the standings. We'll have to see how that unfolds here. Thankfully, Darkbreaker's looking like he does have quite a bit of health remaining. Still has a few potions there left in the box. Unfortunately, going to take a lot of damage from both boulders and the zone. Have to be very, very careful. Got a very, very prime opportunity to fly up and get some meteors in. But man, these lightning strike sorceries really not making it easy for him. Gonna land one of his own here. Gonna fly on up. Here's some meteors. Here's a little bit of coming out. That's gonna be 2. Megaverse and Casper will go down. Very nice pickup from Darkbreakers here. And look at this. He will finish out. That's gonna be Darkbreakers finishing out first place in the sorcery only event. If I remember correctly, he was in the front. This could be a Darkbreakers Olympic victory.
That's definitely looking like the case, OSK, and I could just see it. I could just see it when they were there down to those 19 players in that small circle. I could see it in Darkbreaker's eyes, in his skin. He was focused. He was right calm. He made sure to keep those charges on that rune until the last second. He was there between 10 players at one point, drinking those shards, just waiting for the perfect time.
He's having a good weekend, right?
Yeah, he's getting real high up there with those shards, and then takes that flat rune at the last second to get above head and just rain down so much damage. He was so patient there, and you just see it pay off in a huge way. And I think Dartbreakers might be our victor. We still have to wait for the scores to come in, but we'll see what happens. But man, oh man, some good times. Winter Olympics.
Man, what a conclusion to our Winter Olympics. We just finished out the encore round, so that will be our final event of the day. You can type in exclamation scores to go ahead and see who is finishing where. I do believe that we still have the giveaway to go ahead and take care of. Go ahead and consult the production team, see where they're going with that. But in any case, still got time if you'd like to. Still have time if you'd like to go ahead and hit that donation button up there. 100% of it today is going to Extra Life. And with every dollar that you donate, we'll give you a nice little entry for our Nightshade giveaway. In case you don't know, that's the skin that Solar Bear was rocking. We do have an image of it right over here to go ahead and give you there. There we are. Look at that handsome man right there. If you get $1, it's one entry to win the giveaway of the Nightshade skin, up to $25 maximum. So $25 maximum benefit for you guys. And also just $25 give to Extra Life. It's going to be a great charity. And yeah, we'll be getting those final scores out to you here momentarily.
Good luck, you guys. This has been such an awesome event. And if you guys want to see more events like this or potentially get involved, make sure you join up in that Element Discord. You'll find a link for that in the chat very shortly. And that's a place where you can find these players. You can get into scrims with us. You can get involved in these tournaments that help out charities. You could even potentially get something, get some money in your own pocket. But either way, it's just a great way to be part of an incredible community, incredible game. And there we go. The scores are going to be off. I'm sorry. I misspoke there. We're having the scores tabulated right now. We'll let you guys know the winners in just a second. But yeah, definitely make sure you join up in the Element Discord. Make sure you get involved with future events, because the more people we have involved, the bigger they are, the better we can make them for you guys. And we appreciate y'all being here today.
Absolutely. And again, just a few more minutes for the scores here. Let's talk about some of these performances out here. Obviously, we have the skating master himself, T-Foul, getting first place and second place in that Frozen Alacrity race. Didn't expect that one. I was expecting him to kind of take the dub on the Tempest side of things for the Master of Elements section. But man, proving that he's multi-talented in these sort of events. Now, will be interesting to see. We did see Darkbreakers really pick up the slack there at the very, very end. We'll have to see if it's going to be enough for him to actually overtake T-Foul in the scores. Had some great performances out here from Kill as well, from Megaverse. Got plenty of great performances out here from Solar Bear. It's really anyone's game at this point who is going to finish out here on top.
Oh yeah, I gotta say, there was some looking back. There was definitely a few standout moments for me. First one was T-Foul coming through and just completely popping off in that Tempest round. Did not expect it at all. Definitely not a class that he's known for in any way, but definitely just a mastery of the game being displayed. And then a huge shout out for the one and only Roaming Gnome for coming through. And that's not just because he said something nice about me in the chat. Roaming Gnome really coming through in that Frostborn round and just got us so excited and really just popped off in a huge way. And then of course Megaverse coming in the Noodle arena and just standing out there in the center and just dominating that round. And then who was the player that was less than 20 HP that went in and with the aggression? Was that
that was Casper. Amazing showing.
Oh, so
probably
exciting.
The highlight of the tournament. That was
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Very exciting.
That was amazing. If anyone's watching this back and you can go back in the VOD and clip that, please do. Man, it's such a highlight. Give Casper some love. He's vibing out here in the chat. You can see he's got that Pepe jam going on. Dude, you deserve the jam. That was amazing. Absolutely goated.
And that's a good point. It brings up something that I personally love. You guys would probably enjoy it as well if you love Spellbreak and competitive Spellbreak play. Make sure you go check out the Element YouTube. They upload so often now. You're going to get highlights of tournaments. You're going to get highlights of scrims. It's going to be not only a most entertaining way to watch Spellbreak, but if you're looking to learn, you're looking to pick up some tips and tricks, then that's where you need to be. So go subscribe to the YouTube. A good place to be is in the Element Discord, like I said earlier. But this is the kind of stuff that this community really enjoys. And I think that as we can continue to grow, it's going to not only help the Element organization and community, but the Spellbreak community is also going to grow and have fun together. So make sure you guys check it out. Check out those highlights. And I appreciate y'all coming through and watching it live with us as well.
Yeah, and speaking of that, YouTube, it did just pass up 1,000 subscribers. So, guys, thanks for subscribing to the YouTube channel. It's always a nice milestone to be able to hit. And just a lot of great work coming out from Joven CVL there in the chat here. As you can see, he does a great job of uploading all of our highlights and all of our events up there. So very, very big thank you to him. And thank you to all of you for subscribing and enjoying the content there. Now, as we are getting these scores all ready for you guys, we do have a little bit of an exciting time coming up. I do want to talk about some of our future events coming out. No event tomorrow, but coming up here on Tuesday, we're going to have a little bit of scrims coming out. So, as you can well imagine, what else is coming out on Tuesday? It's going to be that patch. And that's going to be our next streamed event, actually. Now, before that, we are going to have some South American scrims tomorrow. That's going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're from South America, go ahead and hop in there. It's going to be a fun time. As well as the usual Clash scrims coming up the next day on the 14th. The 15th, we're going to have solo scrims at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right after the patch comes out. So if you want to see some day one action, you want to see what these players are theorizing, what they're running, what sort of different classes, gauntlets, talents, whatever you want to see being run, that's going to be a great time to see what the best of the best are going to be running on that particular day.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be really exciting. And I just got word, I think we do have the scores coming in. So we're about to see who we have in our first place finish. And OSK, it looks like it's going to be the one and only Dark Breakers. I think we kind of both had that on our mind. 6,162 points or damage. I'm sorry. And that's going to be coming out from first place, second place with 4,707. So that's a significant boost in damage from second to first. Dark Breakers really just dominating. As you see, the average exiles, everything, just really, really solid performance. Just a little bit above everybody else that was in this competition. Great.
Yeah, if you want to really break it down, I mean, there's a reason his stats are highlighted there to the right side of his name. Those darker highlighted areas signify that they were the best in their particular category. So not only did he get the top score, he's getting the top damage, the top average damage per game, the top total exiles, and the top average exiles per game. It's actually insane what he was able to pull off here today. And winning the entire event by, looks like 10 points, just ahead of Solar Bear. So in order, from our top 5, we have Darkbreakers winning first. Got Solar Bear taking second place. T-Foul coming out here taking third place. Megaverse in fourth. And actually a tie in fifth place between Ilya and Eureka Zzz. 182 points. Great job to everyone coming out here and really putting on a fantastic show. Here's another little breakdown for you guys of the scores coming out. If you do like different colors, got plenty of them right here. Darkbreaker's that big brown section for a Stone Shaper. And then for average exiles, you are seeing that T-Foul and Megaverse. And actually, hard to see, but Kill actually going to be tied for average exiles per game at 2.44. Great stuff coming out. I'm getting word that we ran out of colors, so we made up some. Isn't that great?
Making up colors. That's the best way to do it. Here at Element, you can only, we're making our own colors up. That's what we do. But it's really interesting to see this. I mean, Darkbreaker's really popping off in all those other categories, but the average damage breakdown, you get to see some players that are really consistent in doing damage over time that might not necessarily placed at the highest, but really, Kill, like you said earlier, very, very consistently coming through in these lobbies and putting out a lot of damage and playing super well. Solar Bear able to come out and edge that second place for himself, and it just goes to show you how close the matches were all the way through this tournament. Megaverse really doing a great job in the Noodle Arena, picking up that fourth place finish, and yeah, man, some really great plays coming out. I love it.
Yeah, and great job again to our winner. Darkbreakers going to earn that Olympic champion exclusive role in our Element Discord. If you're not in the Discord already, what are you doing? Type in !Discord. Go ahead and join in. Got scrims all the time. Got events coming up here that we're really excited about to bring on for you. And it's going to be a great time overall. So, guys, that is just about going to conclude our stream. Going to get word from our production crew if we are going to have that beautiful skin giveaway now that we are all done with those stats. looks like we are good to go for that giveaway. So guys, you got just about 30 more seconds to go ahead and get donated in, get some money up to Extra Life, get those entries in for that Nightshade giveaway. We're going to go ahead and show it up on one screen right here, and we'll get a countdown for you guys to show who won that particular giveaway. So guys, go ahead. Last minute donations. You get up to 25 entries with $25. It's $1 per entry. And if you win, you get this beautiful, nice, beautiful face, beautiful outfit. Go ahead and take in the Hololands with you. So we'll go ahead and give you, starting my timer here, go ahead and give you another 30 seconds here.
All right, everybody get donated if you can. Like OSK said, it's for a great cause. You get an entry on this skin, and it is confirmed by Solar Bear. You will get at least second place in the tournament if you have this skin. So
Yes.
make sure you get involved. You not only look good, you get a nice little bit of skill boost. No, I'm just joking, you guys, but it is for a great cause. Make sure you get involved if you can. If you can't, we also understand being here, supporting what we do, being a viewer, and just sharing out and showing the love is also much, much appreciated. So we're going to give you guys just a little bit longer. We're going to pick a couple of winners. So good luck to everyone. I've got my fingers crossed. I hope everybody wins. All of you.
Yep.
All right.
And we are going to go ahead and close it up. We'll get a nice little countdown here to see who won. Let's go ahead and start that now. We're going to count from 10 here. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Is
Who's it going to be?
Who is it going to be? I hope you win, man. I hope you win. It's going to be Kunut KO.
Congrats.
The Nightshade skin. Look at that. We had 143 of you guys in, and it looks like Kunut's going to win this one out. Fantastic.
Congratulations.
Very, very nice job here. If we could get a nice little confirmation of the name in Twitch chat, make sure you're there. Make sure you have all the capability to go ahead and get that nice little outfit your way. That would be nice. But congratulations to Kunut KO. Thank you all, everyone who donated today to support the charity for Extra Life. And actually, if I am not mistaken, we do have actually 2 of them to give out. I was not aware of this.
Let's
but
go.
you know, it's always nice whenever we have good things happening I'm not aware of. So got another name to pick out. If you didn't win the first time, if your name's not Kunut, didn't win it the first time, here's your second chance. So without further ado, let's go ahead and spin it off.
Here we go. Good luck. Good luck. Who's it going to be?
Baby. It's going to be Perplexity.
Perplexity.
Congratulations.
Get it.
You're in the chat. Show me your face. Show me a face in the chat. We'll get you sent your way. And thank you all again. Everyone that donated, everyone who entered in, Perplexity and Kunut KO. Show yourself in chat. We'll get you those codes sent your way. So guys, that's going to do it for today's production. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Again, as I mentioned before, do have some scrims for South America coming up tomorrow. So you can always come and practice there. It's going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Monday, we're going to have some more scrims. That's going to be here on a calendar. It's going to be some EU class scrims, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For NA, it will be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's, again, Clash on Monday. And then back to Battle Royale on Tuesday. We'll have you some nice stream scrims. That's going to be solos at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be streamed up here. I'll be here on the desk along with one of my partners up here. So make sure you go ahead and join in. Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The scrims, check out the Discord. Got a nice little calendar for you guys. Timmy, that was a fun event.
Hey, man, it's always a pleasure playing and casting some Spellbreak. And this first time ever being alongside you was so great. Thanks for being kind and awesome to me. Chat, thanks for being awesome as always, OSK, and I can't wait to keep doing this in the future.
Oh, it's gonna be a fun time. Always good to have you on, and we have a nice little event coming out this next weekend. I can't talk about now, but we'll announce soon. So stay tuned for that. Join the Discord. Look out for that announcement. We have to go though. Thank you guys for donating and entering to win those Nightshade skins. Got $174 going straight to Extra Life. Always nice to help in the ways that we can. Always nice to support the Spellbreak community as well. So, all the patch notes coming out with those scrims. I've been OSK. This has been Timmy.
I'm Timmy. Hey, see you guys next time.
See ya.